Good evening. Y'all put a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. I see y'all backstage. Appreciate y'all coming up. Shout out to the mods. RM, I see you. Benji, what's up, brother? Shout out to the members. K Moore, I see you. So, as you can see, I am cam off today for several reasons. First and foremost, my lighting in here is terrible. I'm still waiting on a key light from my desktop. Some of you may know I moved over the weekend, so I'm in a different space now, and the lighting situation is a little different. So bear with me. Yeah, so you guys know what happened, and I must say I'm still confused. I'm still kind of downloading what's going on. And shout out to Benji. He was actually the first person who told me. He texted me. It was like, "Yo, did you hear the rumor?" At this time, it was still a rumor. It was like yesterday afternoon. I was like, "Oh, this must be some BS. It must be some Twitter BS." Ain't no way that relatively young man is like gone randomly on a Thursday. I was like, nah. So I actually, I called Nathan. I called Nathan daily. Some of you guys might have, caught one of his pop-ups on the channel. Good friend of mine. And he's a former police officer, so he has some connections. So he started doing some digging. He was like, I'm gonna see what I can find. And he also lives in Atlanta. He said, I'm gonna see what I can find and I'm gonna hit you back. So like an hour or so goes by, he hits me back and he's like, yo, it's likely to be true. There's a police report, this, and that. But, I'm still waiting on some information and then we'll confirm it. So he hit me back and was like, yeah, it's true. And at the time, my first feeling was like, nah, this doesn't make any sense. And then my immediate second thought was, okay, what is this going to mean? What is the fallout of this occurrence? Like, what are the men going to say? What are the women going to say? Like, what does this mean? Like many of us, we're just kind of like lost right now. So I was torn as to whether or not I was even going to stream. I do Friday live streams where we recap, Tuesday and Thursday's episodes, and we might talk about some current events and things. But like, my first inclination was, okay, let's take a moment to just breathe and be like, download what's going on. And I talked to some people and they told me, okay, that makes sense. However, you've now got 29,000 people who might need some words, might need an opportunity to speak, to be heard, which is what WeNeedToTalk is all about, to vent, might need the catharsis. So that's why I'm here, mic off and everything. I mean, not mic, cam off and everything. So that's what we're going to do tonight. The focus is on y'all. I'm going to just be a voice in the background. I'm going to bring people up on the screen, and we're just going to talk about what this means, what Kevin Samuels meant to the world at large, the nation, our community, men, women, Black people, Black love, Black marriage. Like, what does this all mean, and how do we carry the baton, carry the torch? You know, because I've also been getting a lot of messages with people saying that, like, you know, it's up to you now. It's up to y'all now. It's up to, you know, the younger people to, like, you know, push this forward. And ironically, the reason you guys found this channel in the first place is our series entitled Kevin Samuel Started This Conversation. So there's a great sense of duty, which terrifies me. It excites me. And it makes me sad all at the same time. One of my goals was to get just successful enough where when I reached out to Kevin to do a collaboration for Black Men Talk, you know, he would be enthusiastic to be a part of that. Well, now that's not going to be a dream realized. However, you know, if we continue to push this particular conversation forward, I think wherever he is going to be happy. Some of you guys may know, some of you guys might not know, but he's popped up on a few of our videos. He's been in the chat. He's been in the comments, you know, and the fact that he even knew my work existed is really validating. The fact that, you know, he tuned in, he was a I'm not gonna go as far as saying he was a fan, but he might have been, and that's heavy to me. You know, a man, Black man, 56 years old it's too early, it's too soon. You know, but here we are. We're gonna talk about it. So when I bring you up, just, you know, there's a little structure, I guess, however we can structure. But, you know, I want to hear about when you became privy to the man, the myth, the legend that is Kevin Samuels, and what his work, his legacy, his ministry has meant to you, has meant to the community. And then, like, kind of where do we go from here? What do you need from other content creators like myself? What can we do? What can we as the collective, just Black men, Black women, do to, like, pay homage to his work? So yeah, I think this particular picture really speaks to, I think, what he represented. One of the things I say is that as much as the Black woman conversation is polarizing, no other conversation, to my knowledge, can galvanize the most diverse group of Black men like a barbershop conversation about women. And I think there's a power in that. You know, you got Muslim brothers, Christian brothers, you know, lames, Pookies and Ray Rays. We can all sit down and air our grievances about women. And, you know, my ministry here is to make that constructive and to help us gain the tools on how to approach those conversations in our everyday lives. So, like I said, Kevin Samuel started this conversation and we're going to finish it. We're going to keep it going. Tuesday, episode 50 dropped. It was another episode with Courtney Michelle. Shout out to her. She might be in the chat. Thursday, episode 51 dropped that featured Security Boss. Shout out to her. She also might be in the chat. But I'm going to bring the brothers up, man, and we're gonna talk this through. So Lush, up top, Don, Rare Breeze, what's up, brother?
What's up with it?
What's going on?
Chilling, man. Drew, and last but not least, Raymond. What's going on, brothers?
How you doing?
What's going
How
on?
y'all
Man?
doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
Man, we're processing. That's how we're doing. We're processing.
I'm shocked,
So
man. I'm still shocked.
absolutely, absolutely. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute the mics of whoever's not speaking, just so we can keep the audio clean, and I'll kind of just orchestrate who speaks when, and we'll go from there. That's cool.
Yeah, that's great. Yep.
Cool, cool, cool. California Blue, shout out to you, man, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Um, all right, we're gonna start with you, Rare Breed. Talk to me, brother. What is going through your mind? What is going through your how are you processing this, man?
Man, I've been trying to tune into other cats in the manosphere that I listen to who you know, my daily go-tos, like a Kevin, and really kind of getting their perspective and really just trying to figure out like why Kevin was so influential in this space and how we can continue to carry that message. And you know, Kevin hit a special place for all of us because I was introduced to the manosphere earlier, but you know, one of the unique things that Kevin did that nobody else did was actually bring women on the show and talk to women. And he didn't always use just logic and reason. He kind of had a conversation with them. You know, he led them to a certain place in the conversation that really exposed the thought process that goes on in a lot of women today. But he really brought it into a conversation level. And, you know, it's so many different thoughts that I have about it. It's a lot of different ways you can really like magnify the significance that Kevin had in the industry in this life that we live in. And one of the things that really stuck out to me, you know, is that he called himself the Godfather, and I think that like that was a honorable title for him because he really was a godfather in the perspective of like all of the guys in the manosphere. You know, we all got our own like sounding boards of when we talking to everybody. But one of the things that Kevin did was actually like conducted himself in a suit. You know, he conducted himself in an appearance that most of the other guys in the manosphere, you know, that we chill, we're real relaxed, we real, you know, real easy going. Sometimes some guys don't even use avatars, you know, or actually don't even use you know, live streams. They just use avatars, and it makes them very easy to be dismissed. You know, they just write him off like, you know, he an incel. And so, you know, with Kevin putting on the suit, with Kevin bringing women onto the light, you know, it really hit us in a different type of way. And I think one of the things that I heard Coach Greg Adams talk about was the fact that like men, especially black men, never seen a man check a woman. You know, and it's just like I think that was fantasizing to a lot of men because, you know, we all get into our situations with women, and you know, you know, when we trying to use logic or reason or pin them down in an argument or a discussion, it kind of don't go the way we envision. You feel me? And I think seeing how Kevin did it and seeing how he was able to utilize his tools to think through and walk through those steps, I mean, gave a lot of men the confidence to really stand up to women and the confidence to really not tolerate the crazy thoughts and the patterns and, you know, just the illogical points that, you know, they operate in their lives with. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, man, Kevin was really the godfather of that. You know, that was a special place that nobody else, I don't know if anybody else will ever be able to fill them shoes. But one of the things that we got to do is to not be disregarded. You know, we all got our own style preferences. We all got our own looks. And we just need to continue to swarm the space with our unique characteristics, and everybody will gravitate to who they feel, you know, represent them. You know, I'll put on a suit and tie, and that's probably maybe part of the reason why I like Kevin. You know, some guys probably don't never wear a suit and tie, you know, so they probably navigate to somebody else, you know, who they feel, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we just got to continue to have the conversation and continue to have diversity in the conversation. We are not going to agree on the same exact points. You know, we have our differences, But that's okay, you know, because I mean, at the end of the day, we're different people anyway. We are going to live our lives differently. But I think there's something that connects us as men, where, you know, there's a line in which we all are connected, and as long as we continue to build a space and you know, put our best foot forward, man, I think, you know, we're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this strong, man. Kevin did something amazing, you know. And one of the last crazy things that I remember or I thought about is, like, Kevin started at the beginning of the pandemic, and it's crazy how now when we ending out the pandemic, like, Kevin not here no more. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like he was a, you know, that kind of makes him it makes him not even a real like an alien came at a time where the world was just confused, and he popped out, popped up, and literally changed the game forever. And then now we back out with no mask, and now he's not here no more. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy to me to just thinking about that, you know? So
it definitely is, man. It definitely is. Yeah, man. So I want to throw the question to Lush. Like, what was your introduction to Kevin, man?
So, you know, my introduction right at the beginning of the pandemic, I was ready to become stepdaddy to a 9-year-old girl with a psycho mother, and, you know, more red flags and CCP, all that. And I stumbled upon his content, and, you know, I didn't even realize how important Kevin was to me until this morning. I tried to make a video about him on my channel. I didn't read your book podcast. And I didn't know what to say. And so I figured, let me sit on this a little bit. And then I realized that in order to say what exactly Kevin has done for me, that I'm going to have to talk about how my dad, even though he was an amazing father, he was there for me, he provided all that stuff, the kind of messages that Kevin sent to me, I didn't get that from him, and that caused so much just heartbreak and just confusion and all of that from not knowing any better. I was the typical plugged in beta guy, and I didn't realize how much that affected me. And so when I found his content and I started realizing that, like, okay, I don't have to settle at 30 years old for this, that, or the other. I'm just hitting my stride. It's time for me to focus on me, all that kind of stuff. And it changed my perspective, not just on women, but on life. And again, I just, it was sad. You know, it was, at first it was just like, oh man, what am I going to watch in the mornings before I go to work? And then it kind of hit me in a second wave where it was like, this man really has done so much. And shout out to you. I actually have not your last video with Security Boss, but the video before that, when it was waiting to be premiered. I had it in my playlist. I was going to do a reaction to it because of how well you distill the message. And a lot of people fortunately needed to hear Kevin's message in the way that Kevin said it. But I found myself in conversations with women that I knew, women from my life, where I would try to not, you know, school them or anything, but just try to send the message and say why it's important to me, not because I'm trying to hate on y'all, but because I'm trying to figure it out for myself. And they took it so personally. And so when I found this channel, I was like, wow, dude, you're really taking it to a different level, not better or worse, but just different. And so I mean, you know, we definitely have to continue, and there's people like you who are out here spreading these messages. But you know, as your series is titled, the conversation wouldn't be there without Kevin. And you know, you know, Dr. Evil Genius was on TLA's stream earlier talking about how in Kevin's last stream, you know, talking about older women, and he kept repeating the phrase, "We only have so many sunsets left," and it's almost prophetic when not pathetic, prophetic, that he would use such a term on his last stream. And like I said, I'm still processing. I felt like without putting out my own video, I seen you doing a stream. I was like, all right, let me get something out. in tribute to the man. But yeah, it's tough to deal with how we're gonna continue as a community. I'm not black, but I don't and I don't claim to be part of the black community, but I've met so many people in this space because of people like Kevin, because of people like TLA. And these are my people. These are my friends. These are people who are going through the same types of life experiences. And we all had Kevin to use as like a North Star.
Right.
And now that North Star has burnt out. And thankfully, he made enough of an impact where, like, I was at the point of watching his videos every morning because not not just because they were good, but because they were informative and entertaining. But that message is already within me, and I want to do whatever I can. Maybe not in the specific dating world with maybe not specifically with the black community, but taking the messages that I've taken from him and doing the exact same thing with my channel. And I just hope I can be half the man he was.
No, that's fantastic, man. And that's really what it's about. I think, we got to witness him air men's grievances. And one of the things that I really think he was trying to say that he might not have said like outright is that men are more than their wallets.
Absolutely.
And if we continue to distill the importance of a man or masculine energy to simply his financial, portfolio, whatever the case may be, how would you like if we did that for women? Right. And there've been streams where he talks about, even if you're not the best looking woman, are you willing to be competitive? Are you willing to hone the other soft skills that are going to help you be successful? Because women like to jump to, I see average women with high value men all the time, but those women aren't average. They might be average looking, but they're not average. Right. So it's definitely powerful. I feel a great sense of, like I said earlier, a great sense of responsibility. But, with the community behind me, man, the community of you guys, I'm optimistic about where we can go. Absolutely.
And I really appreciate that, with all that we're dealing with, that you are putting on this stream. I'm sure it's hard for you. We're all having a hard time, but that sense of responsibility, tying yourself so closely, it's much appreciated. And I just hope that people, like I said, people like you, people like myself, we're probably never going to make the type of impact that Kevin did, but together we can carve out our own little way of sending these messages and making it so that men are seen in a way that they're supposed to be seen. Especially as I'm 5'4", so especially as a short guy who I got money, but I don't got money like these ladies are asking for. There was so much insecurity. There was so much just bullshit that I had to deal with from that, and I internalized it. And once I realized that, okay, a lot of that is external, and I can't change my height, but there's a lot of other things that I can change. That message I think encapsulates everything that Kevin and not just Kevin, but specifically Kevin has shown me, that I'm just as much of a man as anybody else, just because I got to look up at a dude who's 5'8".
Yeah. No, definitely. But yeah, stick around, man. I want to get Drew. Drew, you've been patient, man. What are your thoughts on all this?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your platform. And
man,
you popped up in my algorithm because I was following Mr. Samuels. And I forgot which video I saw, but I said, man, I like this. Subscribe right away.
Appreciate it.
I got 2 channels. I subscribed right away. I found Kevin by accident. He kept popping up on my algorithms, and I'm like, I'll get to it. And then a friend of mine sent me the link to Average at Best. And I said, oh my God. And it wasn't, see, I want the insecure males and the oversensitive females to understand this isn't about woman bashing. because for too long, I can't pinpoint the year, but I'm a man of a certain age. I'm 46 years old. And I don't remember exactly when, but men, we have been reduced to having these conversations in barbershops, on a basketball court where there's no women around. Because in the event that a woman does show up, we got to zip our lip and change the conversation because they will intervene. I mean, in my opinion, and this might sound cliche, Kevin Samuels was a breath of fresh air. And everything he said, I've been around for a while. Everything he said, a majority of it I knew already. And we all know as men, but a lot of us can't articulate it as well as others. But we live it every day. And it was a breath of fresh air to see a grown man with a suit on discussing these topics. And a lot of people don't realize he straightened it out with the men first. Absolutely. Because when I subscribed to him, I said, okay, I like that. It was funny. It was entertaining. But let me see what he's about. And I went to his channel and I went all the way down to like when he first started doing his thing. And he was talking to men. We're the leaders, right? How could we lead if we don't have our pockets together? We can't lead a family. We can't have a family if we don't have a good income source, if we don't have a plan or where we're going to be in the next 2 to 5 years. These are the things he focused on. And when he was getting on the men like that, none of these women were around. Then when average at best happened, these women started to challenge him on that. And then the ball got rolling. And then everyone's antennas went up. And then he became misogynistic. How do you get that? You didn't even know where he came from. You see, it's sort of like when you see a black man arguing in the street with someone that's another ethnicity, right? Or you walk up on him and the black man's kicking the person's ass. The camera's up, and all you see is the ass whooping, right? You don't know what started it. But we get blamed. You don't know that, boom, we got hit in the face first. Yeah. He yelled at us. He called us the N-word first. You didn't see all of that. You just see us kicking their ass. But here's what I've learned. You got to pay me to debate with me. All right. I don't argue with fools. All right. Not to plug myself, but I have a boxing channel. I don't argue with fools. You don't know what I know. And if I don't know something, I will ask a question. I don't know everything. All right. You can't tell who's a fool when you see people arguing in the street. So I don't argue with fools. That's how I live. All right. Kevin Samuels, he opened up his platform. All right. Everybody could get the smoke. Men and women got the smoke. And after average at best, what I saw happening was women taking their ass, okay, I'm going to challenge this dude. And these are the same type of women that had us men just discussing our issues amongst ourselves in barbershops. Because these women today, they didn't want to listen to us. But you know who they'll listen to? Now watch this, y'all. They'll listen to Beyonce talking about single ladies. Meanwhile, Beyonce is married to a billionaire. They'll listen to Cardi B, told him I get a sugar daddy, but ain't Cardi B married? And she likes to drug brothers and get them drunk and rob them. Salute to the Bronx. She's from my borough. So this is the anthem that these women are marching to. But when we say, yo, look, I want a woman that has no children, a woman that could be submissive, a woman that likes to go to the gym with me, and a woman that's humble, that's not talking like a sailor, cursing all over the place. All of a sudden, we hate our mom. We might be gay. All kinds of stuff they say to us. We got to put up with you having multiple kids by Pookies and Ray Rays. And you want us to come in and break bread with you and play stepdaddy? These are the things that I've been saying for decades. So when I hear Kevin Samuels say it, I said, man, I like this and I like his appearance. And then through Kevin Samuels, you know how YouTube is, algorithms. I found you, I found the Poor Man's Podcast. I found O'Shea Duke. I found TLA. I found all of you brothers. And I said, yes, this has become a safe space for us. And now what Kevin Samuels did was he set the tone. And now we're blossoming. And I'm glad to be a part of it. So I salute all of you brothers. I salute all of your work. I salute it and I appreciate it. And the death is untimely, but there are no mistakes. He's left his mark because now I'm already seeing it. Not only are these people being rude online to celebrate a man's death, a lot of you people of the same color celebrating death, there's something wrong with you guys and women. There's something wrong with you. But what's happening now? This is not a conversation. This is a topic, because now what I'm seeing is, oh, you on your Kevin Samuels. Now he's become a word. You're on your Kevin Samuels. Well, you know what? I'm gonna own it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna own it. Yeah, I'm on my Kevin Samuels. I'm on my Kevin, because you know what? The whole time y'all tried to get smoke with him, you never proved him wrong at all.
Right.
At all. Time reveals all truth, and the lie is nothing but the long way to the truth. He's never been proven wrong. Even from beyond the grave, he's not wrong. And he did his job, and it's up to us as men, not Pookies and Ray Rays, but as men, to carry that message. And that's what I'm going to say
Absolutely.
about that.
Absolutely, brother. And I appreciate that. And to your point, to one of your first points that stood out to me, I think we can't understate the importance of him distilling a lot of these concepts. You know, the concept of a high value man, the CIA, the FBI, fit, feminine, friendly. It helped not just men articulate certain goals, certain benchmarks worth striving for, but it also helped women articulate certain goals and certain benchmarks worth striving for. And I think it comes from his sales background. I have a sales background as well. And, you know, we have this concept called KISS, keep it short and sweet, or keep it simple, stupid, which is also an acronym. So when he talks about confident, intelligent, assertive men, for boys, for some men even who didn't grow up with fathers, who only grew up in feminine energy, it is important for somebody, for a coach, for a mentor, for an image consultant to tell them, okay, these are the benchmarks worth striving for. If you need to work on something to get to the point of making at least $10,000 a month, whether you hit it or not, but you need to be going in that direction. You need to improve your style and your media presence and your social presence and the way that you walk and the way that you talk, the way that you smell. And that is vital, particularly in our community. So shout out to you, brother. I think you like somebody in the chat said, man, you were absolutely preaching. Let me go to you, Mr. T 094. Thank you for being patient, man. Talk to me, man. Where are you mentally, man?
Well, I mean, it's obviously, I'm sure it came out, nowhere for everyone. It's always tough to see, a guy in his 50s, just, suddenly just like that, snuffed out. But for me, Kevin Samuels, he sort of had a multi-dimension meaning for me. It was obviously the dimensions of relationship and, him describing the woman that we see out in the dating world. But for me, it makes sense of a lot of things I went through growing up with the woman in my life and in my family. And, like you said, growing around that feminine energy, not having a guy to help make sense of certain things, if it's all after a while, you start asking yourself, oh, is there something wrong with me? Is the issue with me when you have all this, basically your surroundings, like, making it seem like there's something wrong with you. And for me, him just like shining a light on that and making sense of that and actually seeing, like, just seeing the woman on his show, because I saw people I knew growing up. Basically, it was just like, looking in a mirror in that aspect, just seeing woman exactly what I experienced growing up. And on a different aspect for me, his emphasis on the Black family and rebuilding it and calling out the elements that have been destroying it. I mean, you don't have to agree with everything he says, but that, as a Black person, that doesn't matter if you agree with anything he says. That intent alone should, warrant admiration, because
Absolutely.
there's a mentality in our community that, like, they're afraid to acknowledge that there are problems. Like, you try to bring up their problems, and they don't want to acknowledge it. And I think that was an important aspect of what he did, and what he did for our community, and even beyond Black people, just because you always see people of other races, just like Kevin said, everyone's helped me, so it's I'm gonna keep it short, but yeah, I mean, those two aspects, just making sense of things that I went through with my family, and also making sense of what I see in the dating world, and reassuring the things that I know I'm doing is I'm on the right path, and making myself valuable to the people around me. But
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Do you believe that you personally have found community in this space? Whether it's community through Kevin Samuel's content or content similar to it?
yeah, definitely. It's for so long, I'd say, like, I'm 27, so probably like all the way up until like maybe my mid 20s, I felt like I was just alone. Just I would put out my opinions, say certain things, and I would just get like this backlash. Like, I just, like, for a while I'm like, is it something? Is a problem me? Am I just like this weirdo or something? Just saying these things that. But as soon as I encountered this community, and seeing people similar experiences going through the same thing, and telling me I'm not going.
You there?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead and finish your thought.
Oh, did I cut out or something?
Yeah, it cut off.
I lost my train of thought. But, like, yeah, I definitely think it's it was finding this community in I said, like, my mid 20s. It was very important for me. Just knowing there's other people going through what I go through. Similar experiences, and just making sense of it. That is I'm not just like this is not something wrong with me. It is there is something wrong. Fundamentally wrong with with what we've been dealing with.
Absolutely, absolutely. So before I bring up the next set of four, I'm gonna start with you, Sheed, man. Just plug whatever you got going on, whatever you're working on, a channel, whatever the case may be, and then we'll go to Drew. You muted, Sheed.
Man, to answer your question, you got me on off mute, right? Okay, cool. Well, yeah, to answer your question, bro, I was getting so ingrained into this space that I felt like a lot of people where they just felt like they needed to contribute to the space, continue the continued growth of the space in whatever kind of way. Maybe it's not for all of us to start a YouTube channel and to get on the mic and talk. I mean, there's a lot of different dynamic ways we can approach it. And when I came across your channel, I think you had really something special that I really like the conversation aspect. It reminds me of Kevin and the dialogue that he would have, but you do it in a different type of manner. And seeing you start there from the ground roots, and knowing my skill set in marketing and sales and technology and analytics, I felt the need to reach out to you, and I said, let's connect, bro. And so far we've been having some conversations. I've been shooting you some different ideas, and I plan to continue to work with you behind the scenes, man, and continue to build this channel and help other brothers in this space with our skill set. And I think that's the biggest thing, is like, we don't have to all be on the camera. We can. What skills do you have in this? What skills do you have and possess? And how can you bring that element into the manosphere? You know, if you know how to get more traffic to people's YouTube channel, like help a brother in the manosphere and give them that knowledge and share that knowledge and spread that news. You don't have to be the dude, you know, talking all the time. And so, you know, I have my own, you know, future and plans to maybe start a channel, but for right now, I'm just getting myself involved, bro. And I think that's, you know, I think that everybody, you know, if we can contribute something to this space, especially for Kevin, and show some dedication to resources that we have and put it to this space, man, I think that's an honorable move that everybody, you know, in some sense should make to whatever capacity that they can make it in. I'm on Instagram. I don't have too much. I'm a behind the scenes dude. I got a lot of stuff going on, but if you want to check me out on Instagram, is Rare Breed Sheed, dots between each one of those. And yeah, man, let's just keep going, man. We got a long road ahead, bro. And at this point, we got all the tools that we need to keep this boat sailing, bro, forever. You know,
absolutely.
Like what, you know, somebody said this was a Jesus effect. And, you know, just like Jesus told a lot of us, or said in scripture, you know, you guys are going to go on and do greater things than I. And so, you know, I'll just leave it at that.
No, definitely, man. And, you know, while you're up, man, I just want to give you your flowers. I don't think you realize, and I hope one day I can actually, you know, show you how much it meant that, you know, a complete stranger, man, you reached out to me and was like, yo, how can I add value to what you're doing? You know, because a lot of people don't realize this, but I'm a one-man show. Like the production, the editing, the sound, everything that you see is one dude. So for the community to really, you know, rally around, you know, for somebody like she to reach out and say, listen, bro, like whatever you need, I got you. This is how, you know, you can grow this. That meant a lot. So shout out to you, bro. Like I said, I just want to give you your flowers. You know, we got work to do. And whenever you do decide to get that channel going, you know I'm in your corner, man. So
oh yeah, for sure.
Shout out to you, Ken. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right now, I want to help you, bro. This We Need to Talk thing, I think, is amazing. It's definitely it's diversity in this space that you in, and man, we got something, bro. And you know, I know you say you feel nervous, bro, but man, you gonna wear this on your shoulders, bro, and you're gonna continue to strive through, man, and push through like a man, dog. So salutes to you. Salutes to y'all brothers on this channel who taking this live stream and feeling the need to speak up. And you know, peace out.
Peace out, brother. We'll talk soon, man.
For sure.
All right, Lush, man. Talk to us, man. What are you working on? What would you like to promote?
So really quickly, I am the host of the I Didn't Read Your Book podcast. I talk to authors about their books which I have not read, just to get behind the scenes, talk to, and you know, spread some info. That's kind of my foot in the door. I'm now starting to branch out and talk about more topical issues. I would love, you know, I already got a couple names here from the people backstage. I would love to build a community where we could have more conversations. You know, hopefully on lighter topics, but equally as important. You know, I do iDrive Live, where I do long form panels. I do reactions and stuff. So definitely, please go check out my channel. Like I said, first thing tomorrow morning is reacting to that the video before Security Boss that you put out. That's definitely going to be part of a longer tribute to Kevin, but I'm going to clip that out as well. Real quick, I know that Sheet isn't here anymore, but just thinking about what he said about the flash in the pan that Kevin was, that is so poignant. And I again, that goes back to the idea that I don't think that any one of us is going to be able to recreate that. But if we build a community based off those tenets and those values, then I really think so many of us can go far. A rising tide lifts all boats. And I am more than happy to organize things. And so please follow me at iDryBLutch, IDRYBLUTCH on Instagram or Twitter. Go check my channel. And I promise you, I am shamelessly plugging, but I do want to genuinely build this and take this farther than any one man can do. As great as Kevin was, he was just one man. And he needs now more than ever, he needs us to come together and really build that community. Like I said, I got 3 names here. I'm going to follow those guys as soon as I dip out of here. And hopefully you'll see us doing more streams and doing more content. And I encourage you to, if you're not comfortable in front of the camera, if you're not comfortable doing that, hop in the comments of when you see some of these people live, when you see some of these people posting stuff, add to the engagement, add to the conversation. I know personally I'm not great at just talking. I'm more of a conversationalist. So if you're in my comments, it's definitely going to make my content better, and my message is your message, and that's how we grow. That's how we bring Kevin's legacy into something that lasts, instead of just the flash in the pan that the man was. Let's take that legacy and make it into something long lasting, and something that really helps men of all races, all classes, all of that stuff. And again, I appreciate you for having your channel. The Kevin started this conversation is a brilliant idea, and the approach you have is just fantastic. There's this real quick. There's one girl who I go back and forth about these types of issues, and I've been waiting to show her some of your videos. I don't talk to her that often, but I think you are right in there to be able to send Kevin's message without the harshness. And again, some people need that harshness, but not everybody does. So keep doing what you're doing, and everybody else, let's make something out of this. Let's turn this negative into something bigger. So thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate those words, man. That's powerful. When you do the review, make sure you tag me. I want to check it out. I like to add it to my review reaction playlist. So just let me know, man. We'll see each other. We'll see each other.
Absolutely,
in
definitely
space,
will.
Yeah,
definitely will do. Thank you again, guys. To anybody who's hurting, I'm not a religious man, but I do send my positive vibes, and I hope that you can deal with this in any way that's appropriate for you. And again, let's turn this negative into a positive. Thank you for listening to me. Go follow me, and let's do this.
Absolutely, man. Y'all go check out Lush, man. Take care of yourself, bro.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
All right. Drew, it's on you, brother. What are your parting thoughts? Plug whatever you need to plug. You got the floor, brother.
First and foremost, thank you for having me on. I've been following you for a few months now. I really enjoy and I appreciate your content. Rest in power to Kevin Samuels. Some of the people in the chat recognize me. I come from another community. I come from a very powerful boxing community on YouTube. So they know me from there. I also have another channel, the Painful Excellence Podcast. I'll put the link in the chat in a second. But the term community, unity is in the term community, is in the word community. And I see that here. And it's powerful. It's very special. And it's not exclusive to anyone. You guys know that there's women speaking up on the behalf of men because they understand that we're suffering. Nobody's perfect, but we're suffering. And with the weight of the world on our shoulders, we have to show the world that our shoulders are built for carrying. You understand? Too long have we been hammered by false narratives. Black men don't want anything to do with their children. All kinds of stuff. We're not leaders and things of that nature. Black on black crime. All of that was false. And I think that this community, this thing that's here, is very important for us to take what we know already. And Kevin Samuels has kicked in that door. And we're not stupid. We have all the knowledge that we have already. It's right at our fingertips. Even we're in the age of technology. I say all the time, use Google for what it's for. Okay, the information is there. How many times have you heard women tell us, good men are either gay or in jail? And then Kevin Samuels pulled out the statistics. But the thing is, the stats were there all this time, but no one bothered to look at it. It's all wrong. And I know that the world is messed up when I'm watching Steve Harvey and this black woman who's a lawyer gets up and says, I want to have a child, but I don't want to have anything to do with a man. That's being selfish to the child you're about to raise. When that child turns about 2 or 3 years old and they say, where's daddy? What you going to tell that child? But single parents have become normalized. Single parents have become normalized. So what people don't realize, what I'm saying is, for a long time, there's been a war against men. So we all have to be advocates for men. Are we perfect? No. But we're not as bad as we're made out to be. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that's doing something powerful. I understand community. Trust me, I do. I'll put my link to my channels in the chat, and I'm gonna hang back and I'm gonna watch y'all cook, my brothers, man. Yo, listen, I love y'all, and let's keep on doing what we're doing, and we all can be successful.
Hey, it's all love here, brother.
This doesn't do anything unless it turns into this.
Absolutely.
So we got to fight.
Absolutely,
Love
man.
and appreciation, bro.
Absolutely. And like I said, if there's any way I can add value to you know, your ministry, your projects, man, don't hesitate to reach out, brother.
I sure will, man. I'm gonna put both my links to my channels in the chat. I'm gonna be backstage. Well, I'm gonna be in the chat. All right, brother.
Sounds good. All right, brother. Take care of yourself. All right, Mr. T.
Hey,
Talk to me, man. What? Yes, sir. I can hear you. What are your parting words?
So I'd like to end off with, I mean, I'm not a content creator. I don't got really anything to plug, but I'm just, you know, just one black man trying to be the change I want to see in our community. And I mean, you know, it's all this content, you know, what you're doing, I think is very important. You know, I really like your presentation. You know, I was able to show some of your videos to my girlfriend. She enjoyed them. And it's, you know, all this content is important. And but I guess my parting thoughts would be, you know, be the change that you want to see, because it's not just about you. It's about your nephews. It's about your cousins. It's about your little brothers looking at you, looking at your example. Be the change you want to see for the next generation. So, you know, it's not just about the content, but it's about living their life. So, you know, remember that, brothers. And, you know, I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you being here. And like, you know, like I was saying before, you represent the community of black men that, you know, for whatever reason, YouTube, Kevin Samuels has created. And that is absolutely powerful. And I don't think we can understate how powerful that actually is. So shout out to you, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Take care of yourself, man. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next 4 people. I see the real Nathan Daly backstage. Fahad, I see you back there, man. You've been really patient. That's the family. John, Kyle, I see. So I'm gonna bring up another 4, and we're again just gonna do round robin. If you guys could please, just so we can work through everybody, keep your points succinct, and you'll have the opportunity to give parting words as well. So don't feel any pressure to have to, you know, say everything you need to say immediately. But welcome. How you guys doing? Peace. How you doing, Des?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Good.
John, I don't want to start talking.
Hold on one second. I'm trying to see what's going on with John. All right, we'll bring you back up, John. Let's do Kyle instead. How you doing, Kyle? Perfect. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna mute. Yeah. No, I understand. We all are, brother. So I'm gonna mute 3 of you guys, and then we're just gonna go around. Obviously, we're gonna start with the GOAT, the real Nathan Daly. What's going on, boss man? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing well, man. I'm blessed, man. How you doing?
Man, just processing.
Yeah.
Processing. Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's you know, of course, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, as we all know what it is. And so very difficult thing to process. You know, me and you were talking about this yesterday, and there's just been kind of a lot going on. We know there's going to be some big changes going on, but I think the most beautiful thing is that he left a massive blueprint and like a sense of Black excellence has been left, you know, for us to kind of pick up and kind of move that needle forward. And so I want to give a special shout out to you and the content that you're making. You know,
Appreciate you, man.
something unique about you, man. I haven't had a chance to tell you this, but I respect the work that you're doing, and there's a lot of value in it. And you know, I would also say, you know, you're one of the few that are actually challenging these issues in our community without having to use other people's content to do it. You came into a space original. You came into this space humble, and you came in this space with the conviction, and also very gifted. You know, you have the gift of outside of you being highly intelligent, you have a gift with words. People want to listen. People are willing to open up and have the conversation, and even heal from the conversations that you provided on this channel. To be honest, you're kind of like the yin to the yang of Kevin Samuels, if you know, with all due respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, so there's greatness obviously within you. You've already showcased that. The potential for your channel is through the roof. When I first came across you, I think you had about I think it was like 9,000 subscribers, and I was like, wow, this is dope. You know, the quality is on point, just everything, man. And me and you connected, and we've just been close ever since. And Kevin Samuels will never be replaced, right? It's not about replacing him, but it is about carrying on the job, the duty, the responsibility. Again, he left a massive blueprint for men to galvanize around and say, hey, this is how we, one, take back our image. Take back our image, control the narrative, be men of distinction, be men of integrity, and get our community back in order. And I think that is the call. And I like that a lot of the brothers are standing up, and sisters are standing up as well to answer that call. We do have a responsibility to get our community back in order. And again, your platform is going to be key in that process. With Kevin Samuels passing, there's going to be a giant power vacuum. There are going to be people who want to, we've already seen the ignorance that has gone through social media. We've seen the backlash. We've seen, and even we've seen the love. We've seen the support. But there are going to be people who are going to try to capitalize on that, unfortunately. And so I believe honoring him and what he started it's the men like yourself, the brothers who've been on this panel, the men with integrity, the women with integrity, to step up and control the narrative and really turn this thing around. So again, shout out to you. Shout out to Kevin Samuels and all the work, endless work. The brother had the patience of a monk. All right. Appalachian monk, a Buddhist monk. He had it all, because Lord knows I couldn't do it. And I thought I had patience. So and you too.
Nah, you selling yourself short, man. You selling. I can't even let you do that. You're selling yourself short.
But you know, it ain't even about me. You know, my patience is with criminals. You know what I mean? But women, Lord have mercy, that's a different thing. You know, you got to have ears and a heart of understanding, and a desire to bring truth, despite attacks, despite shaming tactics, despite all of those type of weapons that are thrown at you. You gotta be strong. You know, I think we downplay the power of words. Words are powerful. It takes a strong person to be able to take words and have them just roll off of you and keep pushing forward. To take the emotions out of an argument, out of a situation, and move forward with logic, move forward with truth. And again, you know, we're in a situation where, though people may be educated, they lack the intelligence. And so, you know, Kevin Samuels displayed high IQ when presenting these issues and addressing them. And he's changed a lot of lives, mine included. And not only that, I modeled some features of my channel off of him, and things that he talked about in reference to influencing and empowering men in this space. He spoke about controlling the Black male's image and how important that was. And so that's something that I talk about a lot on my channel, how important it is for us as a community to actually recapture our image, control that narrative, and change that, you know, change that moving forward. And it's something that can be done. It will be done. And as long as we take egos and money and materialistic views out of the equation, you know, all things are possible for us, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And, you know, to to brag on you a little bit, you're selling yourself short, man. If Kevin is a monk, you are another monk, right?
I appreciate that.
And I've seen you on other platforms even before we became acquainted, man. I saw you on other platforms. I was like, yo, like, who is this former cop really trying to put people on game? Like that's crazy. So this vacuum that has been created, this work that we're doing, man, you're going to be a very pivotal piece in it. I know you've already been that for me. You know, you've helped me make certain connections, and you know, I plan on paying you back however I can. So I will see you at the top, brother. That
Absolutely,
bottom
bro.
line, I will see you at the top.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So let me move on to Fahad. You've been around for a while, man. How you doing? Talk to me, man. What's going through your mind? I remember you from another stream, man. How have you been?
Yeah. Hi, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. It's better than last time.
Yeah. I listened back. I think there was a problem with the headphones, and yeah. Today was a hard day for me, to be honest with you. Kevin, without knowing it, moved a lot of people. I'm not from America, so I don't really understand how you guys have taken it there, but I know he's impacted people from Africa as well, because I'm from Africa. So he's done a lot without knowing it. He's made us want to wear suits. I think everyone wants to wear suits right now. But yeah, it's sad, and I must say it's also a step to the next level for us to start trying to do something for the Black community, and for people to start thinking about themselves and not necessarily wait for someone to want to do it for them. Kevin Samuels could do a lot, but I think we could do more, like the other brother said, as a community. And right now, most of our community is, and for a long period of time, is going to remain to be online. So Discords and Patreons and all that is going to be the kind of new way of community we're going to have. And I think we need to have more of that, just to push the message he started. He did a lot for the community for the short period that he did it. And I wish he could stay here for us, but I think he's done his bit, and it's just for us to do more and make him proud. I think he wouldn't want us to sit down crying. I think he would want us to do more for ourselves, be the best version of ourselves. And that's what I think we need to do from now henceforth. Just try and make sure that it's, are you being the best version of yourself? Are you requiring people around you to be the best version of themselves? And we might not all be high value men, but we need to strive. We need to all strive for that, so that if we fall short, we're somewhere. I've seen Nathan, I think, in the Lapif network. It was sad that whatever happened there, but big up to you, big up to what you do. Appreciate you. This channel is different. I learn a lot. I think I know a lot, but trust me, this channel has taught me a lot of listening. And I'm gonna give you flowers when you're still here. You do a lot of listening that I might not be able to do, but I guess it's for a reason, and we need to all learn to do that. I'm gonna go. I'm in the UK right now, so it's a little bit late for us. I'm gonna leave But bless to this channel. Let's do more Discords. I'm gonna reach out to you and see what we can do, how I can help, how we can create more communities online. But for now, I'm just gonna say rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, and let's pass the message and let's make sure that his message doesn't die. That's it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, man. This is like I said earlier in the stream, one of the most powerful things that Kevin did, maybe knowingly, maybe unknowingly, he galvanized Black men internationally. And I don't think we can really overstate that, right? So a lot of Black men have connected professionally, personally, in the pursuit of excellence, right? And we talk about how masculine energy is missing from a lot of Black communities. And one of the consequences of that is a lot of boys are walking around aimlessly. And somebody like Kevin Samuels was the first time that they saw a grown man, well put together man, setting expectations and putting benchmarks, drawing lines in the sand. And that is powerful. So, I'm going to continue doing the work. Y'all, like I said, I'm gonna show up every Friday, even if I don't feel like it. You will see a video every Tuesday, Thursday. I was actually supposed to drop Nathan's video Wednesday, but this move has kicked my ass. But I will continue to do my part. I know for a fact Nathan is going to continue to do his part. And whether you're a content creator or you're content creation adjacent, we need each and every one of you. We need you, Fahad. We need you, Kyle. We need you, Des. We need everybody backstage. Philly Kid, I see you. We need each and every one of you. And we're going to keep this thing moving. He started the conversation. Like I said, we're going to end it. Des, thank you so much for being patient. You are our first woman today. I am excited that you're here. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Absolutely. So talk to us. What's going on?
Peace. I want to thank all y'all guys for even keeping his voice and his message alive. But I'm sorry, I have a family myself, but I just wanted to drop in and say
what this is about.
Matt, I'm a woman who always watch and paid attention to. I call him Mr. Samuels and Mr. Kevin. I'm from the South. There's just respect. But he's like an uncle to me, a lot of the values, the things he said about men or what men are looking for. He put me on game because as a young woman, I thought I came into the game already. I'm next. So you got to come and meet me here. I have a man in my life who actually, before even hearing of Kevin Samuels, who put me up to that standard of like, I understand that, but as a man, you have to meet me at a certain level. So I want to thank y'all for that, because as a woman, I don't see many women out here who's doing what I do. I'm a mom. I raise my kids. That's what comes first. But I know there's an attack and a war on the family. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Girls, go have a seat for me, please. Thank you. It's an attack on the family. And we made to be looked at estranged. I'm young. I'm 28. So most of my peers not doing this. Even if they have kids, they still boss chick mentality. So just having a platform where men get up and speak on that, and that this is something that's real. There's really women out here who respect that and not feeling a personal attack. Have a seat. It don't feel like that's a personal attack on us. Those words. Pretty much what I wanted to say. I'm sorry, they made me lose my train of thought.
No, it's fine. And like I've always stated on my channel, I know Nathan has always stated on his channel, at the core of Black power is the Black family. So simply existing, simply being a mother with a father, and being in union is Black power. So you're doing the work. You don't have to be a content creator. That is the work. And just like we can't overstate what Kevin Samuels meant, we can't overstate what you mean, Black woman.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate that. I'm
so
sorry. And I
continue.
also wanted to say to you, keep it going. Like, as men, y'all are under attack. And to be a content creator, get on here every day, knowing that there's women, there's people who gonna demonize you. Don't stop. People that's naysayers, they don't even matter. They fall to the wayside. This will stop me from being a content creator, because I didn't walk there with a Black man. I didn't walk there as a Black woman, and from both sides of family, ridiculing you, telling you, oh, you could do better. You young, you're supposed to be doing this or doing that. It's like, no, just in my heart, I don't know where it come from. I always just felt like, nah, it's something deeper and bigger than me. This is something like lineage that we have no idea. What Mr. Kevin did was planted a seed. All of us talking, you guys coming together in union, you don't really see too many Black men coming together positively. You know what I mean? To speak on a subject, to grow a community, or to grow families. So salute to y'all. And thank you. I just wanted to let y'all know y'all are appreciated.
Salute to you. Salute to you. Take care of yourself, okay?
You do as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Kyle, talk to me, brother. How you doing?
We're surviving. We're getting through the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what are your thoughts on all this, man?
Well, a lot of my thoughts are centered around just the man's work ethic and his consistency. A lot of the things, what happens when we're in our community, is consistency is a very, very hard thing to come by. Work schedules are flexible, commitments are maybe, and when he was hitting his schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube, Tuesday, Thursday, IG, and then if something really big happens on the weekend, it'll pop up on you. I think that was a really big thing that drew a lot of people to him, and also that's how he retained a lot of people, was just showing up when you say you're going to show up. If there's a delay, there's a delay, but doesn't matter if it's 30 minutes or 2 hours, he was still going to do a show. And that is what people kept coming for that. And that was great. And for me, what really brought me into it was his back catalog. When he was speaking to men for 2.5 years, when nobody was listening, before Average at Best came up, when show your work was the phrase, and he showed his work consistently, how we got better, how we kept moving forward. And it was a beautiful thing to see that professionalism, when most of us, I would say, even including myself, are the first in their family line that are actually professionals. That is a requirement to come up to the job, either in business casual or full business. And not having someone like in your line to help you guide through that, to show you what the new styles are, what suits, what a certain cut of suit says in a certain situation. It's a huge boon to the community, because image does matter. Our image does matter every single day, because without even opening our mouths, there's already going to be a mindset of who you might be. And some people are just going to say, this is who you are already until you prove me otherwise.
Yeah.
So I think that's a powerful message. And it's one that's an enduring message that everybody should take with them every single day, is that it ain't just about you. It's about your brother. It's about your sister. It's about your uncle. When someone else that looks like you goes into a different situation that maybe they're the only one there, or they're new into it. How are people going to interact with them? How are they going to talk to them from the beginning? Because first impressions do matter, they stick. So is the other person going to come to them with a cultural image of they're consistent, they are, on their purpose, or are they going to come to and say, this might be a flake and I might not need to trust this person? How are we going to be seen as a whole? And it's going to be hard to reverse this. It's going to be hard to push this boulder in the proper direction. But I think that is the enduring legacy, and that's what we should move forward with every single day.
Absolutely. And, a lot of people actually don't know, but Kevin Samuels, when he first entered YouTube, he was an Alpha M image consulting protege, and he talked about it. He talked about how he admired Alpha M teaching men's fashion, men's style, and he wanted to be an image consultant. He wanted to transition from sales to image consulting, specifically for Black men. And that's actually how I was introduced to his content. This was before Average at Best. He was sitting in a car, and he was talking about his experience going to a corporate event and looking around and seeing white people, looking around and seeing Black women, and not seeing any Black men. So he made a video called "You Belong There." And that was incredibly powerful. And despite how, some of the naysayers and detractors have branded him, the man wanted Black men and Black women together. Bottom line. And one of the things that's consistent in the manosphere is like a lot of content creators, Black and white, are kind of like anti-marriage. Kevin, ironically, was pro-marriage. A lot of people don't really talk about that, but Kevin was actually saying, listen, get your shit together, Black man, so you can attract a high caliber Black woman and y'all could create Black families. Mm-hmm. And, that is the core tenet of what I'm doing here. So I absolutely plan on pushing the message forward. And, everything that you do as an individual, Kyle, everybody in the chat, everybody watching the replay, Nathan, helps us get closer to that goal, man. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Do you have any final words, Kyle?
Yeah. And I'm gonna take a little off your conversations whenever you ask the men and the women, what kind of son do you want to raise, or what type of daughter you want to raise? I would say I would want to raise a man that is better than me. Mm. No matter what I accomplish, I want to be able to provide the tools and the know-how, the mentorship, the discipline to be able to put out a better man than I am into this world and see what he is able to build. Because I know it's going to be on a greater level than mine, or at least he's going to have a greater impact on the world and the people around him than I was, because he would have a bigger, longer head start than me. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, shout out to you, Kyle. I'm really good at remembering faces. So when I see you pop back up, like I said, we do lives every single Friday. Hopefully next Friday is a lot more jovial. There's nobody else, leaves, so, pull up, and I appreciate what you had to say, and I hope to see you soon, brother.
All right. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care of yourself, man.
Take care.
All right, guys, let's move on to the next four. This has been a fantastic conversation so far. Matter of fact, let me take some time and run through some of these super chats. Condemnia, shout out to you, brother. I saw the super chat earlier. Thank you so much. That really helps the ministry, you know. Let's see. Daddy Smith said Kevin Samuels changed my life. I think you know, his impact changed us all. I think we can't understate that. R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, the Godfather. Michonne, I see you. I caught a little bit of your stream. Shout out to you, excellent content creator. Y'all make sure you check that out. We always talk about women needing to speak up more. She is doing the work. So y'all definitely go check her out. I do better now as a man because of Kevin Samuels. I think, you know, like we've all alluded to, he set a standard. Whether that standard was a monetary standard, an aesthetic standard, he set a standard. And that was massive. That is massive for our community, especially in light of the things that have been done to break us and to keep us dysfunctional. Rare breed. It's a tough day for the community. It doesn't feel real. Yeah, brother. It really doesn't feel real, but we're going to move forward. We're going to carry the baton, the torch. We're going to keep this thing pushing. And, you know, especially with your support, man, this guy is plugged in. He is a GOAT in his own right. So I'm looking forward to really working with him and really knuckling into, you know, how we get this thing to the next level. Brother Samuel's message cannot be lost, and his boldness to speak truth along with his tireless efforts cannot be in vain. Rest in peace. I couldn't have said it better myself, David. That's absolutely right. And I hope I can do some justice to his work. Mike and Vince Perkins, what happened on Tommy Sotomayor's show? Yeah, so I hopped on Tommy Sotomayor's stream and was abruptly cursed out and kicked off. That's neither here nor there. Kev helped me step my fragrance game up. Absolutely. I think he was killed. We're not going to get into conspiracy theories today. R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. To the women that make fun, y'all wrong. And y'all day coming too. Got to die alone one day too. Okay, we're going to take that out. We do not use profanity here. Well, we use it sometimes. But that is a conversation. And I think maybe we can unpack that next week. But some of the fallout of this has been very concerning. And I will definitely be adding some questions to my line of questioning during like regular interviews, but we might do a stream just dedicated to like what that means and what work is ahead of us in regards to that. Let's see, Jim Rat, I want to work through these so I can bring up the next 4. Black women on social media celebrating Kevin's death. Keep in mind there are women y'all call queens. Like I said, we will get to that, brother. I promise. Kevin Samuels left such a huge body of work through which his legacy will live on. Rest in peace, brother. Your job is done. And now it's our job to keep it going. I just want to say, brother, that your work is just as astounding as Kevin Samuels. And I'm humbled, man. I'm humbled. The title of your video is even more significant meaning now. I thought about that. It's I didn't think when I named the series Kevin Samuels started this conversation, it would be in memoriam. And I don't think I fully processed what that means. But I'm, like I said before, I'm nervous as hell and excited as hell and sad as hell all at the same time. Heartbroken, needs someone with his passion, intelligence, and heart. He cared so much for us, and he faced hate every day for our sake. So one of the things that's really important about this, and I bring it up during some of my conversations, and even in real life, just regular conversations, the opposite of love is not hate, it's apathy. And the vital piece to that is a lot of people think when you're critiquing, when you're talking bad about something, it means that you dislike it. when it's actually the opposite. The fact that this man dedicated his nights, his evenings, drank Red Bulls sometimes to stay up and give women perspective is huge. And it means that at his core, he actually wanted black women with black men. And I think we definitely need to, shine the right light on his work. As you can see the visual on the screen, this is what he wanted: black male excellence. Because the ripple effect is black community excellence. One of the things we're talking about right now, me and Nathan have even had conversations about how black boys performing poorly affects the black community. So shout out to the GOAT, man. Shout out to the GOAT. Let me skip ahead to some super chats. So condemn ya again, brother. Thank you so much. Shout out to Perry. Unlikely for a suggestion of making May 5th suit day in honor of Kevin Samuels. I already got my suit ready for 2023. If my lighting was good, I would have worn a suit today. But again, we are redefining black excellence, and that includes the aesthetic. So whenever we start doing events, we start doing meetups, I will be suited and booted. I just want y'all to know that, and I expect that from y'all as well. So let's I've been talking too much. Let's bring up the next string of goats. Philly Kid, what's going on, brother? Timothy Sweats. I'm gonna bring Nate. Nate, I'm gonna bring you right back up, brother. How are you guys doing, man?
Good, brother, man. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm living, man. I'm living. I'm processing, man. I'm processing. So I'm gonna start with you, Timothy, man. Talk to me, man. What's going through your mind? How has the last 24 hours been for you? How have you been processing what's going on? What do you think it means?
Well, first off, I want to thank you for letting me be on here, and I guess to answer your question, it kind of threw me off when I first, everybody thought it was a hoax and everything, but I think this is going to shed a lot of light in the future because it's going to kind of have people like review his message, even his detractors, and it's probably going to give him more respect, even though I know he passed away and everything. But because he gave you another side of looking at like relationship and stuff. That's one thing I noticed about him. It wasn't like everybody would say they didn't agree to everything, which most people don't agree to everybody's opinions, but he gave you something just different. And one of the things I noticed about him, he would tailor his information towards the women, getting the women to understand men better, just like how we got to understand women. That was like a light bulb for me when that one of his messages. So that's when I was like, I can rock with this guy, because women want to hold us accountable for everything. We know that, but we can't hold them accountable for nothing. So what he was trying to do was give them the other side to give us that same respect that we got to give women. And that was powerful to me.
Absolutely. I saw one of his clips that recently just went viral again when he was saying that, part of the reason he does this work is that black men have been doing the work. Mm-hmm. Black men have been improving themselves. Black men have been stepping up. And we're not getting the proper, recognition for that. We're actually still getting demonized. And what's I think really speaks to that. Most people don't realize this, but the only reason Kevin Samuels started talking to women is because his male clients, his male image consulting clients, after they got their style up, obviously these were already high earning men, came back to him and said, yo, we can't find any good women. and that is a big part of this that's missing. Like, he wasn't just a jaded individual who wanted to talk shit for the sake of talking shit. Literally, his clients came back and said, what is going on with our women? Right now, obviously, when he was talking shit about men, how many haters are you gonna get? Because men are used to getting critiqued.
Yeah.
We from athletics to our moms, to our girlfriends, we're used to getting critiques. But how dare you say anything outside of exaltation to women? And that's the only reason, you know, it hit the media the way that it did. And you know, like I said, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep having this conversation. I think my part of this is to model how to do it in a way that's going to be effective every day, because you know you can't talk to your mom and your sisters and your girlfriend like Kevin. It's not going to work. But
Nah, it
you
ain't gonna work
can
at
talk.
all.
You can talk a little bit like me, and that's you know that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, shout out to you, brother. Was there anything else you wanted to say before?
Yeah, I was just gonna lastly say that like the man, he was really on to something. I mean, he like he would say, he said, let's start the conversation. That was it right there. He was just trying to change the way people thought about certain things. And I mean, like I said, I think people are gonna go back to his videos and actually re-listen to what he's actually saying. Even his detractors. I really believe that. But yeah, I appreciate you letting me on and everything. I'll listen to the other people on here.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, come up anytime. If I see you backstage, man, I'm gonna pull you up. So shout out to you, brother.
And thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Nate, man. I didn't give you a chance to give a closing remark, closing statement. But yeah, what did you have to add, brother?
No, you good, bro. I was and shout out to Philly the Kid. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you.
What's going on, man?
Hey, everything's well, man. Everything's well. I see your brother Ken hard at work. I heard that. I would say this, you know, I think you brought up a good point. A lot of people bring up the fact that they think he was clout chasing, right? When he started talking about women. But no, Kevin Samuels has always been, from what I've seen, a problem solver, right? He looked at a particular problem and said, how can I bring insight to this issue? Even though I know it's going to be a difficult conversation to have, he had it anyways, and he did it. He did it with excellence, right? And so he stepped into the game, man. When I started my channel, I questioned whether or not I should be in a suit, because I understood the level. You know, he came in the game and kind of forced everyone to kind of raise their standards, right? So he created this standard in a sense. So when I started my channel, I'll never forget, I started in October, and I was talking to the lead attorney. I said, hey, you know, the standard right now of Black excellence, I think Kevin Samuels really set the bar where it needs to be, right? Won't even say it's high, it's where it needs to be. And, you know, granted, you know, he had his back and forths and stuff like that, but he was very, very direct. He was very professional. He managed his channel very professionally as well. You know, so I tried to mimic a lot of those things from him that I've learned. I just didn't do a suit because I felt like it didn't match my content. But, you know, I honor his I would say his standard by putting on a suit when I bring my guest on, right? When I have professionals come on my channel, I get suited up. And that was actually specifically because of something that I took from Kevin Samuels and how he created this blueprint on content and then also expectations. So on my channel, I have a thing where I don't debate people unless they're cammed up. They can't come on and talk unless they're cammed up. And that's, again, another standard that I took from him as well. And so I think it's powerful when you see someone that you admire their work ethic, and then you kind of mirror it to yourself. I'm like, man, I'm not doing as good as he is, not because of the quality of the content, but because of the work ethic. And so I think that's something that we can all challenge ourselves on, is being more consistent. Previous guy, you had made that statement, and I agree with that. For myself, being more consistent, and then also being just kind of bringing a different vibe to the entire space that we're not accustomed to, and find new ways to reach our people and get the message out. So, you know, I think what did he do, right? This man single-handedly removed a veil of ignorance that has been plaguing our community for a long while. And he challenged it. and I would say successfully shattered it. You know, you have some that are still gonna wave the flag around. That's fine, bless their heart. But the lives he impacted, the people he brought together, the value he brought into this space and to the lives of our community is completely, is paramount, man. It's complete paramount. And so shout out to Kevin Samuels again. Again, thank you, brother, for your channel and what you are doing. And you're needed more than ever before. Now that there's this space is in so many ways empty, but I think the best way that we can honor him and the message and the work that he did was for us to continue to bring men together, continue the conversation, but then also pick up where he left off and start talking about solutions, and then also how to actually get this thing back in order. We know what the problems are. We've seen it. He's exposed them. Even yourself, you have exposed them on this channel as well. I think the true mission now moving forward is the man has a catalog that you could write books off of. But the whole idea now is, the challenge is, how do we implement these things? How do we repair these things? How do we fix it? How do we course correct? I think that's going to be the mission moving forward for those who want to fill in the space that Kevin Samuels has left behind. Though we know his work, his hard work won't be forgotten. We still need to make sure we come with it with a mind of solutions. In my mind, that's how I look at it. And, you know, whatever you need from me, however I can be of service and support, you know, you have my support 100%, brother. So again, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat for joining in with us tonight, and all the support that you guys have lent us, brother. It's a powerful movement, man. And we got to come together like on some Voltron type stuff, you know.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, my man Ken was like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, appreciate you again, brother. Always, man. Thank you.
No, absolutely, man. It's up from here. I think, you know, I'm a big believer of celebrating somebody's life, celebrating somebody's legacy. And I think at the core, and as this image in the background shows, he wanted black male unity.
Yes.
That's what the manosphere was originally supposed to be about. That's what, you know, black power is founded upon, is the idea of black men coming together with one band, one sound, one mindset of repairing what was done to us and repairing our families and getting our women under our protection and under our guidance. And, you know, your work is vital in that. And, you know, I ain't even got to say much, man. You know what's going on. You know what we're doing. So, you know, I'll see you soon, brother. You know, I'll be pulling up to Atlanta for your 10K celebration. Mods, definitely drop his channel in the chat. Y'all definitely go check out. Fantastic content creator, fantastic person. Definitely go check out Mr. Nathan Daly. I will see you soon, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, brother. Peace out, you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Philly.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on, King? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Can you hear me all right? I'm not at the crib, so I'm on my phone. So
it's all good. Nah, we can hear you. We can hear you. So how you doing, man? What's going on with you?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I want to say this, right? Kevin Samuels is somebody that, no, I'm not gonna say so. Okay, so Kevin has become what a lot of us want to be, right? And what I mean by that is Kevin came to YouTube as a regular, everyday person, right? Just like me and you, regular, everyday person. And when he left, he's a legend, right? He's a legend. His legacy is cemented. You know what I mean? He's not going anywhere, right? And this is what I truly believe. And this is going to sound kind of controversial, right? But I just kind of want your listeners to kind of follow, right? So, Kevin, I truly believe this, right? I truly believe this. Kevin Samuels is going to be like a Jesus Christ, right? Not as uh not as like the role model, but just as the model, right? Because Jesus Christ had disciples, right? So everybody was preaching Jesus, the Christianity, Jesus Christ's his message, right? Christianity, if you go back in history, Christianity wasn't really getting any traction until he died, right? Until Jesus died, right? So now I truly know that Kevin has passed, right? All the people that are teaching his message are his disciples, right? And now that he's passed, his message is going to gain traction, right? I truly believe it's going to blow up. Like, I was looking at it today. The man made the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's making it mainstream, right? And a lot of these people, especially these Black women who are celebrating him, that's dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. You know what I mean? Because everything has a unattended consequence to it, right? Because you're celebrating him, right? You're putting more eyes to his message, right? Regardless if you're trying to be negative or not, you're bringing more eyes to his message. And that's how you get the message out, by bringing more eyes to it. You know what I mean? So that's really it, man. I really think it's going to blow up, man. I do.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. And it's our responsibility as Black men to gatekeep that narrative. One of the things that was done to break us is to make sure that we didn't own our own narrative. The popular narrative of the Black man is the thug and the degenerate and the imbecile. And people like Kevin Samuels are setting a different standard. So we must protect that at all costs. Image is everything. Brand is everything. There's a reason why Coca-Cola and all these big Fortune 500 companies invest millions and billions in lawyers, because they understand brand is everything. So we must protect our brand as Black men with our lives. So, we gonna keep doing the work. I know you're gonna keep doing the work. I'm in your corner. Anything you need from me, man, don't hesitate to reach out, brother.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate it, man. And, hey, man, when y'all come hey, I'm in Atlanta too, man. So when y'all
Okay,
come,
say
man,
less.
let me know, brother. We could do it big,
Say
homie.
less. Say less. Say less. Say less. I got you, my brother. I got you. Hey,
Yeah,
but
we
take care of
definitely do it big.
yourself, man. Take care of yourself.
All right, brother, man. Y'all be good, man.
All right, man. Bye bye. All right, what's going on, bros? Ken, I think you're
All right,
muted.
we here. Yep, I got it. What's up, man?
Yeah, man, chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm blessed, as
That's
always.
good. That's good. I see you
Yeah,
working, man.
yeah. I took some time off. I was like, if I can get in here real quick, I'll speak my piece or whatever.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. You
Yeah.
have the absolute floor, man. Take it away.
All right. So I took some notes because I came from a different background. I came from Patrice O'Neal.
The OG.
I came from Patrice O'Neal, and
Yeah.
I think Tom Like is like a Tom Like is over here, and Tommy Sotomayor. Um, it was a flaw in some of their content because the way they speak, and it was like, well, ain't nobody gonna listen to anything where there's a lot of cussing in it. Nobody's gonna listen to anything that has harsh criticism or name calling or any sort of anger. So I was like, all right, I watched it because I understood it. It's pretty much like what Kevin Samuels said. You eat the meat and spit out the bone, or as what Jordan Peters would say, you do not want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I took content, the pieces of the content, what applied to me or what could effectively work, took notes, saved it, and then I went forward and I give advice to my circle of friends about that. But his death, I understand death. I think the best thing is that he died on top for Kevin Samuels. I think
Mm.
that's a plus, because same thing with Patrice O'Neal. He died at a point where he's like, he had more snowball effect, but it was good enough for everybody to go back. And as Kevin Samuels said, he was motivated by Patrice O'Neal. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. The way he speaks about it and goes about it, it's pretty much similar, same stuff. But I started off pretty much what he was doing. The reason why I was watching him is because he had a panel of people he was talking to. I don't have that, so I only sat there to watch him talk to the people and try to break down different arguments and points. So I wanted to see what it was like. What do you do when talking to a woman when she gaslights you in a conversation right away? Or what do you do, or what do you say or identify what that means when she says this thing or the way she react this way? And it was like, okay, I get it. I understand you do it this way. Sometimes when I watch some of the stuff that he was doing, normally these girls are nervous, so they do things out of nervousness, and I never knew that. And I was like, oh, okay. And now when I talk to people, I try to calm them down in the conversation so they won't retaliate in a way like, oh, this is a fight or flight type sense. And it works out really good. It really works out really good. So God bless the brother soul. He did a heck of a whole lot. I think the only issue that I have with people understanding him, I ain't gonna say with him, is that he even stated, if you watched all his content, which is a whole lot, 3 hours is a whole lot. If you follow his content or at least watch the end part of it, he gives the final message of what he's really doing. And I don't think a lot of people like to watch clips, hurry up and get it out the way. I ain't got time for it. But the ones who actually invest in his content, invest in watching it, the message was for Black people. He even got a group, I forgot his group name on Facebook. We had men and women getting together to get married, and he keeps screaming that, but nobody would post that to share that, So, but it's there, He did what he's supposed to do, and like everybody else said, you got to carry the torch. I consider this channel the next channel that can carry his message the right way, because the way you speak in a calmly manner. You speak clearly. You give people the chance to speak their side. You don't cut them off too much, but you want to give people a chance to speak. You kind of remind me of Kevin Samuels mixed with Jordan Peterson, because Jordan Peterson knows how to distinguish his argument based on just listening on both sides, and eventually it'll get to that point where it's like, oh, okay, the person understands, So yeah, I think the only thing people just didn't like is the fact that how he said things, or when he was cutting off somebody and they sounded like they wanted to cry. And I can understand that. It's all good for there.
I appreciate you, brother. And part of what inspired me was, I realized that, not too long ago, I was approaching conversation like Kevin Samuels. I was approaching it like some of us. Like for me, and I talk about this sometimes. For me, it was about crossing you over and hitting you with a windmill dunk and putting my nuts in your face in conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would do I would do that with my sisters. I would do that with people that I knew. And eventually I realized that it was ineffective. I realized that, do I want to win or do I want to understand?
Yeah.
So
Kevin Samuels even said that too.
Right. And that's what led me to this current disposition, man. So it's we're all a work in progress, man. But I'm just glad to be part of this movement, brother. Like this is big. So with your help, with everybody's help, we can do something great, something monumental. And
Absolutely.
I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. You always want to fail. You always want to fail hard and feel better, man. So that little piece you said there is a part of you failing. You feel better, and you learn. Snowball effect. It can't stop you once you start going. So it's always hard starting off.
Yes, sir.
The big thing is to ask why. Pretty much, you want to ask why. And at the end of the
curiosity.
day, and this is why we're here. You know, trying to figure out the other end. You never want to. One of the things I've learned, I've even went on certain women's podcasts and listened to understand. And, you know, it's triggering. God knows it's triggering, but I don't intervene with what the message is. And if the message is put out and that's the way you want to speak your message, I don't have no problem with it. Just I have to understand what you're talking about, you know. So yeah,
Definitely.
plenty of content for us
Hey,
to
but-
intake, man. We just good.
Absolutely. But listen, I want to appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. When
No
I
problem,
see you
no
pop
problem.
up in
Thank
the
you.
future, man, I'm gonna pull you back up. So be
Yeah, I'm gonna
ready.
take some time. I'm gonna take some
Yes,
time to
sir.
try because I'm always on the road, so I can
Yes,
take some
sir.
time.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, take care
All
of
right, God
yourself,
bless
man.
you.
Be
God
safe.
bless you, brother. Thank you. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let's move on to the rest of the Voltron. We got John in the back. We got Chief Cook. I see you being patient, JB. Magnum, I see you. I seen your little podcast. I see you. Base Perry, I see you. I'm going to prioritize the people with their cams up and working. So, John, I think, there have been some issues with your connection. Feel free to come back up. JB, what's going on, brother? I seen your little podcast. What's going on, brother? Magnum, I see you. Your image is kind of grainy, but we can see you, so it's all right. And Base Perry, how you fellas doing, man?
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Good, man. That's good.
Can y'all hear me?
Good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you. I know we're all, kind of processing what just happened. Like I said before, we're just gonna do a round robin, and I'm gonna mute the other three, and each of you will have a chance to speak your piece. So I'm gonna start with you, Magnum. How you doing, first of all?
Hey, I'm good, man. It came as a shock hearing that I was up about 3:30 this morning, just getting off work. I work remotely and I do streaming and all that other stuff. But I was surprised when I got that message, like on my way to sleep, and I was like, "Oh man, you kidding me, right?" Like I've been subscribed to this dude for well over a year, so I've been focused on grinding and getting myself together and building my own channel and being a light, a vision to other people. And he was a huge, huge motivation in that. So to see that he gone is, oh man, it's tough.
Yeah, man. Where do you think we need to go from here? Where do you think we need to take the message?
Well, I'll be honest, fellas, we need to take the helm and move these things forward because we can't just pause and be more focused on the messenger than the actual message. Uh, we got to be pragmatic, as he would say. So, he was like to me, like more like Solomon on the earth. I know that brother was talking about, he's like Jesus. I wouldn't take it that far, but as far as being a brother who was focused on the community being a more solid structure, having a more a solid foundation with the male and the female, with the male being head of the house, female being underneath, and the children being underneath her, and he being underneath God, and focusing in on that and continuing to, I'll be honest with you, serve our purpose. If we serve our purpose, then I think we should be all right. But we have a hard time working together. So if we get over that hurdle right there, where those of us who have the same mindedness, if we collaborate, we work together, and we keep pushing that agenda that we have for ourselves, and don't let anybody interrupt us, I think we should be fine.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. No, those words are profound, man. I'm gonna keep doing the work, in my little slice of YouTube. I'm gonna keep pushing the conversation forward.
Yes, sir. Keep doing it. I just became a subscriber to your channel.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna need all the support I can get, even if you can't necessarily send money. Send it to somebody you know. Send the send the video to somebody you know. Hit that like button.
Man, you see I'm in the dungeon and the struggle streaming.
Hey, listen, you being here is support, my brother. So, I don't want to take that for granted. So I appreciate you, man.
No problem, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Let
sir.
the other brothers
All right.
get a chance to speak.
Yeah, most def, most def. So let's go to JB. You've been super patient, my brother. I appreciate you for that. The floor is yours.
What's going on, my brothers? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Man,
Yes,
I
sir.
wanna I wanna just give you the props, bruh. I've been watching your channel now. Goodness, me and my boy Tell, we are the same age, right around the same age as Kevin. And
Yeah.
Tell, my boy Tell, he's the one that kind of like turned me on to him because I was following him for a minute, but then I was like, man, he was aggressive. I was like, well, okay, well, let me just back up a little bit. And then he said, nah, you got to look at his old stuff, man. Go look at his old stuff, and then come back to the new. So I did that. Matter of fact, I got a chance. I'm one of the caretakers to my elderly mother who was about 90 something. Man, God bless her, man. Right. And so I'm in New York, and I'm there for 2 months last year. And so at that same time, I said, you know what? Let me go see what this Kevin Samuels guy got to say. And man, I absorbed all of his stuff, his old stuff, man. I'm talking like I didn't see the video that you suggested, the one that you mentioned about um you should be here. I didn't see that.
Yeah, yeah. I added it to the
Yeah.
community tab. So yeah, you can check that
Um
out after.
I'm gonna check that out. But I listened to all the other stuff that he was mentoring so many of these brothers that were there, and he had this ability to just like say, hey dude, you need to, you know and he it was like in a way that it was like tough love, but it was at the same time it was more of like, you know what, I'm rooting for you, bruh. Yeah, you can do this. You can go and get this money up. You can go and do these things because I did it. You know what I'm saying? I had to do it, right? And so once learning more about him, it gave me such a different perspective of his approach and things that he was doing and things that he was about, you know. And so it made me have a much better understanding of him. And then I got a chance to see more of his new stuff, and I was like, man, he's really you know giving so much knowledge out here. I know people think a lot of the naysayers who were saying how aggressive he was with some of the women's, how he did some things that were they didn't appreciate. But man, I was more appreciative as I saw his stuff going forward. And then I looked at more of the manosphere. I looked at a bunch of brothers that are out there, including yourself. Um, and it just became more apparent that, I wanted to start something myself. And my boy Tell and I just said, you know what, maybe we can come together and do something. And we've been doing that, but we haven't launched yet. We just, trying to make that happen. But I just want to say that Kevin meant so much to me in terms of the fact that, like I said, I'm the same age. I'm about 2 years difference, and it made sense in terms of some of the things that he was expressing to people who, I guess, they thought that they knew, but they didn't know.
Yeah.
And he had not had a way to himself. Like you said, he was that uncle that that big brother that whatever it was that we did not have in our lives. I grew up with a mother and father in the household, but unfortunately, my father, put it this way, my mom wore the pants in the family. Okay.
Mm.
And he was a great dad, but he wasn't a role model in terms of the provider figure, the husband figure, you know what I'm saying? All of those things. And he was a wonderful dude, and I loved him to his dying day, him passing, but it didn't give me the ability to have a better understanding of what I needed to do as a man. And so fast forward to some of the things that Kevin had to offer, man, I was like, man, as I listened to his early stuff, man, I just ate it up, and I understood more of what I need to do, and how my own existence is here, and I'm here for a reason, in order to, you know, not just absorb some of the stuff, but tell my own experiences, things that has happened to me, things that I've looked at in life, being in the same age. Now, one of the things I did, let me tell you this, today, I because of this tragedy, I went and made my appointment for my annual physical. Okay. Um,
That's dope.
I checked my insurance yet again. You know what I'm saying? Based on the things that I have in life insurance. And I implore so many of the brothers that are either that listen to us, that listen to you. I'm sad for his loss. I really am, because I'm like, man, he had a whole lot more than I know he had on the schedule that he wanted to do and going forward. But at the same time, I'm looking at this that too many of us, bruh, are not doing something proactively about the health. I know he was in tip-top condition based on his, doing his thing, but we as men, for some reason, unless we have somebody who's checking on us, we don't want to go to that doctor. We don't want to go check on something. We don't want to figure out what's happening with our bodies and all this other stuff. If we're all, if you're the alpha man or man's man, you're like, oh man, this thing is hurting in my side or my throat or whatever. That's nothing. Don't worry about it, right? We just keep it moving, rather than, you know what? I need to go check that out. I need to go figure what's going on. I had that recollection just when this thing came down. I was like, wait a minute, are you kidding me? He's only 56 years old. But nope. I'm 54. I'm like, nah. I am going to now be more proactive. Like I said, just got my annual scheduled, going to be in 2 weeks, and I want to be here for my kids. I want to be here for those who rely upon me. And so I'm just like looking at this and saying, when this whole thing came about, I was like, man, it was like, first I didn't believe it. At second, I was like, nah, he ain't, nah, he's all right. He's going to be okay. And then when his mother confirmed it, I was like, what the heck just happened? And it just made a difference in terms of like, okay, where's this all going to go? Where are we going to, it was almost like he left us not necessarily in the lurch, but more like, he had so much more to tell us and to express. I'm pretty sure he had stuff on the back burner that we don't even know about, that we'll probably hear about a little later. But I'm just looking at this right now and saying, hey, next man up. You had that adage, I think if you're familiar with that term, next man up, next man up, next man up. And just because he's gone, and shout out to people like yourself who have already established something in your channel in bringing more of this awareness to us all. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he's no longer going to be here, and he's not going to be able to do those lives and be able to give us the nuggets that he's been doing. We have to look at it and say, okay, everyone is here for a spell, and you're there. We don't know our time, so we have to somehow, any which way we can prolong it is a wonderful thing. So that means we got to go and take care of ourselves. We got to go and take that annual physical. We got to go and make sure we got our life insurance together. You know what I'm saying? Because that next gen, we have to prepare for. Kevin was giving us that blueprint in terms of like, okay, get your money up, get your status up, get all these things that are going to be needed and necessary, because if you have a son or a daughter or whatever that next is, you need to show them and give them that information and pass it on. So I'm sad that he's gone. I hear all of the a lot of the chatter about the naysayers, but I don't even look at that. I'm like, okay, he did what he needed to do, and he gave us this ability to understand things in a different way. And as a black man, we just needed him. We needed him for this time being. And I'm hoping and praying that your channel, a bunch of the others that are out there, and maybe even the one that myself and my boy Teller are going to launch, could help and perpetuate the same narrative and keep this thing going. And that's all I want to say. I appreciate you having this forum for us.
I appreciate you. Consider me a resource. Whenever you guys drop that, whatever I can do to push your message, I like your orating skills. So just let me know. Keep me posted, brother.
I appreciate it, man. Definitely do.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
so much for having this forum, and just keep it going, my brother. Keep it going.
Yes, sir. I will. I can't stop now. I can't. It's bigger than me now. So I appreciate
Absolutely.
you, sir.
Well,
Yes,
one
sir.
other thing, man. Did anyone ever tell you your voice? Are you kin to the gentleman who played Spawn? What's his name? White. Goodness gracious. I'm
Michael
my
Jai
voice.
White.
Jai White, man. Man, I hear
Michael Jai White.
Oh man,
I hear
I
your voice,
wish.
man. I hear your voice, and I'm like, every time I heard it, because you're never on the camera most of the time on your videos, and every time I'm hearing that, man, I'm thinking he gotta be kin to Brother White, man. He gotta be kin to him, because that voice is distinctive in there, bro. Man, keep it going, bro.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, I seen your little podcast. How you doing, brother? Let me take you off mute. You're muted. Yeah. There
Can you
we
hear
go.
me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I've been better. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I think we're all still processing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts, man? What's been going through your mind since Thursday?
It was kind of weird because I was at work and my daughter called me. And I'm like, listen, I'm at work. I'm going to have to call you back. I'm about to get off in a minute. And so I guess I wasn't moving fast enough. She texted me back like 10 minutes later and I called back. I'm like, look, what's up? And she was like, at first she was kind of giggly. And then she was like, I was just calling to see if you heard. I'm like, heard what? About Kevin Samuels. And so I thought she was about to say some more rumorish stuff like about his sexuality or something, like, right? Somebody called him out on that again. And she like, oh, he did. And I'm like, look, I know you wouldn't, you know better than to play like that. And she like, nah, I wouldn't play like that. And she said something to me. I don't even remember what she said because in my mind, I just immediately like was processing it, then started Googling from my phone, seen a couple of posts and stuff, and was like, wow. My intentions was to stay at work for another hour. I went straight to my supervisor and said, yo, I'm finna go because I didn't want anybody to see me emotional in there. I didn't want nobody to ask me about it, what was going on with me. So I left and I got in the car. I called my lady. I'm talking to her because my lady started texting me right at the same time. It was so weird. And I'm just knowing that she's calling to say the same thing, but she was calling about something totally different. And then I started talking to her and I was okay, talking about it, about how I just feel like we can't have nobody, bro. Like as black men, it almost feels like it's illegal or like it's against the universe or God or whatever you would like to call it for us to have representation. I mean, whether it's Marcus Garvey to Malcolm X to, the Black Panthers, Fred Hampton, Harold Washington, I mean, Patrice O'Neal for that matter, all the way to Kevin, bro. It's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't we allowed representation? Nobody has said this, and I hate to be the conspiracy theorist, but nobody is going to pay me to believe that this wasn't intentional. I just don't. It's nothing I can, nothing anybody could say to me to make me not think that this wasn't a hit job. Like it's just nothing nobody could say, and that's probably I'm acknowledging that I don't have any evidence of that. I'm acknowledging that I often speak about how it seems black men a lot from the last generation and my generation aren't even making it to 50, let alone out of their 50s. But at the same time, it just seems so unfair and so unreal that somebody who actually managed to be able to speak from such an emotional place, but prolifically. You know what I mean? Without all of the emotion, without all of the foul language, with a very professional and ethical image. even though I wasn't even a fan of all the high value talk, but that didn't matter. I wasn't dismayed by the high value talk. I understood the entire message. But once I got to the house anyway last night, because I don't want to be long-winded, as soon as I pulled in the driveway, turned the key in the door, I started crying. Because that's when it just like really hit me like, bro, we can't have nobody, bro. Like, it's absolutely unfair. Now I'm listening to all these different conversations. Thankfully, I have not seen any of the rhetoric that I've heard people talk about as far as women celebrating his passing. I haven't seen any of it. I'm thankful that I haven't. But I'm hearing all of the talk, where do we go from here? This and that. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I have zero faith, bro, that things are gonna get better than they get worse. I mean, everybody has noted that this is a great channel that you have here. The presentation is absolutely different. It's absolutely beautiful to see. And I think you're doing a very, 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 not just a good job, but a prudent job for the community as a whole with the conversations and the presentation.
I appreciate that.
But we all know it's something about having a leader, bro. It's something about having a guy that you can look at to where anytime anybody has anything critical to say, you can be like, well, just look at this guy, right? I'm not saying it right, but listen to this guy. Well, my appearance ain't right, but look at this guy. It's something about that. And this is what's really weird to me right now. I'm about to actually do my own broadcast. I'm about to talk about this on my channel. Like, it's amazing to me how many people don't know who Kevin Samuels is. I'm at work today and I'm just walking up to different brothers. I'm like, man, that's crazy about Kevin Samuels. Who is that? I'm like, what? I'm telling guys like, bro, you under violation, bro. Like, we gonna have to beat your body later on because you don't know who my man is, you know? But at the same time, I know this is a different space. Not everybody is aware of what's going on in the manosphere. But I want to make sure that the people that rock with me, the people that's under the sound of my voice, know who bro was and is and always will be. And again, like, it's a lot of other people, including yourself, man, and other channels that I rock with, from Anton and J.R. and Lapeef and Coach Greg and just a lot of other people, man, like that in the past few years have put me in a different mental space as a man, what I should accept, what I should be trying to be. And we need that. We need that. Black men already don't get any empathy from our own community.
Absolutely.
From the very people that raise us. They act like they weren't there for it. Like we just wake up 18 and damaged. And so when you have somebody that's saying, hey, listen, yeah, I'm gonna hold the man accountable. I did that for 3 years. It's your turn now, right? And you can't come at me and call me broke. That was great. I turned one of my uncles on to him. The first time I showed him a video, he was like, man, I don't like cats like that. 3 weeks later, he was texting me saying, yo, you know, I've been watching your boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And been watching him ever since. Would be trying to put me on the stuff, and I'd be like, oh, you know I watch him, right? Like you get, but I mean, I just want to thank you, man, for allowing me to say my piece. I'm about to do my show alone because my co-hosts are under the weather, but I just wanted to kind of just share the camaraderie with you brothers real quick, just so I could not feel so alone as I take this journey tonight. I'm definitely going to dedicate at least the first half hour of my show to bro, man. So respect to you. Please keep doing what you're doing. Please,
yes, sir.
Eat vegetables and fruit and drink water.
Yes, sir.
Stay healthy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
Please, bro. We need you, man.
Yes,
I have much respect to you. I thank you.
I appreciate you, my brother, and you know, this black male led media space is vital. So the work that you're doing, the work that people like Nathan are doing, is vital. So any way I can add value to your ministry, brother, please do not hesitate to let me know.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Respect.
So yeah, absolutely, brother. Respect to you. Take care of yourself. Base Perry, you've been super patient. I want to appreciate you for that, brother. The floor is entirely yours.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. I've been a fan of yours since the beginning. You popped up in my feed, and I go by a different name on YouTube. But I've been a fan of yours. I've been engaged in the comments and everything, and I really like the way that you guys get down with stuff. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank
I want to give you your flowers and everything right now. But as far as Kevin, I've kind of got a unique kind of story how I came across his content. I've actually done a lot of video editing for people on YouTube since like 2016. And I've worked a lot in the commentary space where they kind of just talk about the things that are going on YouTube, little sensations, drama, and stuff like that. I'll edit videos for them. And someone was doing a video on Kevin Samuels when he was kind of first starting to blow up in 2020. And the first video I saw of him was the one where he was, it's kind of his first viral video before Average at Best, the one where he was talking to the guy and he asked him, about the size of his John.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the first video I ever saw of him. And and then it was just a really funny thing, but something kind of struck with me because I was making a good amount of money. I was taking care of me and my girl. I have a daughter. I was taking care of all of that, but there was something missing there. And like that video just kind of struck with me, that entire conversation. And I went through, got that job done. And then I just kind of started to tune into his videos more and more. And it wasn't even the relationship stuff that it was talking about. It was just his strict definitions of what it is to be a man. Because me, unfortunately, I'm somebody that grew up without a strong father figure. So this was a lot of stuff that I never really had the experience of talking with, having these conversations, or even having these ideas breached to me. So, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. This is honestly the first time this is really kind of hitting me. I was watching his live show Wednesday night. And then Thursday you get hit with the news. So
yeah.
He did a lot of important. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. All I was gonna add was like I'm not gonna lie. I shed a couple tears this morning. I don't know if it was specifically for or about Kevin, or it was me considering my own mortality or thinking about some of the people that I've lost, but it hit me like yesterday. I was still in like, it's not real land.
Yeah.
And then this morning I was like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, brother. I'm right beside you. I'm right with you. So this is a safe space, and this catharsis is super important. So go ahead, man. I felt like you had more to say.
Yeah, no, but I think it's a combination of all of that, because I actually put my mom on to Kevin Samuels around the same time that I saw him, because I just showed her the video because I thought she would think it was funny. So, and then the more and more I saw it, I would show her things like this. And without like going into specifics of my life, if my mother would have made different decisions for her life, she could have ended up like a lot of the women that called into his show. So she had like a unique perspective when she was watching it. Like, these people are completely out of their minds. They don't know what real life really is. There's a lot of compromise that needs to be made, and there's a lot of concessions if you want to live a good life. And my mom, she lives a really good life now. All of her kids are grown, they're out the house, we all got our own life, our own things going on, and she's able to live a life where she can go on vacation and do all these things with my stepdad, and she's happy. So now looking back, when she watches that stuff, she looks back on it. She sees the naivety that's going on in all of these people where they want these things because it's presented in these easily accessible ways like social media. Whereas when she was coming up, she didn't have any of that. It was just real world interactions. You meet who you're going to meet, and you have to make value judgments based off of the actual character of a person and not this persona they're putting up on their Tinder profile.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's really a combination of all of that, because when we were talking, I brought up how I was watching his show, and then 5 hours later the police were getting called to his apartment. It's just it's a shocking realization of how borrowed our time here is on this earth, and just how really urgent his message is for both men and women.
Yeah.
Because I know you have a kid too. So,
yeah.
And you're out here and you're doing what you have to do, because at the end of the day, our time's limited, and you want to set them up for the best possible situation. And I applaud you for that. I really love what you're doing here on your channel. It's great.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. And I, this gives me a newfound motivation at this point. Like, I can't not do it anymore, because I have to answer to you. I have to answer to my daughter. I have to answer to our Black women. So I'm gonna keep the work going. Is there anything you're working on that you would like to promote? Don't be bashful or whatever.
Oh no, I actually don't have anything publicly that I'm working on. I'm actually going to school. I'm trying to learn some UX design, so all of my creative endeavors are on back order until then. But
that's dope. Shout out to the UX community.
Yeah.
I'm also a UX designer, so yeah.
Oh, nice.
If I could be a resource, man, reach out to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you ever need some editing, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We can we can connect or whatever. But
Let's
no,
do it.
I
Yeah,
appreciate-
shoot me an email, man, because that's actually something I've been talking about, just to speed up
Okay.
the workflow. So definitely shoot me an email. We'll connect.
Yeah, definitely. Is it linked in your YouTube stuff?
Yeah, it's in the description. It's just WNTTALK, WNTTalk@gmail.com. So yeah, just shoot me and we'll talk soon, brother.
All right. I appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Have a good night.
Absolutely, man. You too, man.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. So we've got Chief Cook. Chief Cook, are you back there?
I'm here.
All right, sounds good. Let me bring up 3 other people. Blackmail TV, how you doing, my brother? S. Dot, I see you. I'm gonna wait till you sit down. How you doing, my brother? And the illustrious Courtney Michelle, are you back there as well?
I'm here.
All right, perfect. So let's start with you, Courtney, and then we'll go to Blackmail. So if you guys don't know, Courtney was featured on Tuesday's video. Courtney was also featured on, I think, last Tuesday's video, the Tuesday before that's video, and she talked about a conversation that she had with Kevin Samuels. So ironically, that's the subject of this live. So Courtney, how are you doing? How are you thinking? How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been it was a really rough day yesterday, and today a lot better. It's been a lot better because people reaching out and showing a lot of unity, which is good, especially amongst content creators. So I'm doing a lot better. Yesterday I couldn't sleep, so I went live at like 2:00 in the morning, just kind of sharing my story and history with Kevin. It's interesting because it has been like a year since I've known him, so yesterday was hard, so today is a lot better.
So where do you think we go from here as a Black community, content creator community? What do you think he would want us to do next?
So he wasn't much of a sensitive, emotional person. He was very, very matter of fact. So it's kind of, dust yourself off, get back up, and finish the work. So there's no lapse of time that I think Kevin would want. I think he would want us to continue on what he started. I think it's been since that Average at Best video blew up. So looking about almost 2 years now, he made an incredible impact on a lot of people's lives, a lot of conversations, a lot of relationships, a lot of how women can, some of us are finally seeing ourselves and coming to reality and actually wanting to listen to men. I think that's, it's never happened before. I know I've said so many times where it's, who can hold us accountable? And he did. And I think he did because he was consistent and didn't let a naysayer or negativity impact his message. He stayed above the fray. And, that's just some of the stuff that I appreciate him for. So how we go further is continue having the hard conversations, not being scared of someone policing your tone or saying something that might not be so PC. I mean, if it's true, then it's true. And it needs to be told. So I think that's how we move on. We don't stop at all.
Absolutely. And I'm honored to be in community with you. I'm excited about what we're building, what we're working on, and I can't wait for us to really, really, really take this thing to the next level. Because I mean, he's laid out the foundation, he's drawn up the blueprint. So now it's just time for us to execute.
Yeah. Just meeting you, and I think I told you this a little bit yesterday, where you interested him. Your content, your conversations, your ability to have women open up so freely. He was intrigued. So I think he saw something in you that, quite frankly, thousands now are seeing in you. But he did. So I think that he would tell you what you're doing is impactful. What you are is brilliant. And, keep it going. You got something special. And even the idea of you using him as a starting point, I think he felt very proud, but now it's time to move to the next level. So I'm sad, but I'm excited to see what happens next. And I just hope that it's for movement of our culture, because we can't afford to be stagnant, and we definitely can't afford to go back to where we were.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm committed. I'm in this, till the wheels fall off. So
That I know you are.
Yeah, we gonna make this happen.
Yeah.
By any means necessary.
Absolutely. And I'm here for you. I think I think it's important that women also start speaking up. I've seen a lot of negativity thus far within the past 24 hours with women. And so I think it's important that men also see that how impactful he was in our lives. And he definitely was. So yesterday I dedicated a show for him, and I can just do my part in what he told me to do. So I got you back out.
I got yours.
I'm ready. So
I got yours. Whatever you need from me, you know how to reach me.
Absolutely. So you guys carry on. I don't want to take up time, but I just wanted to call in to support. He's it's a void in the space. I already feel it. So now it's like, I don't know. Moving forward, it's a void, but I think we can plant something or try to. We have to. Like I said, he started something. You can't knock off a movement.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just transfers.
there you go.
So we're going to keep it moving. I appreciate you so much, Courtney.
All right, I do too, darling. I will talk to you later.
Yeah, we'll
All
talk
right.
later.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, let me bring the brothers back up. S. Dot, Black Male. How you guys doing, man? Chief, I didn't forget about you. If you could cam up, man, it would be best. But how you fellas doing, man?
So far, so good. I mean, the news hit, and man, oh man, it's interesting watching all these reactions, reviews, and everything. But looking at your show today, it's beautiful. I'm actually happy that the outcome on your show is becoming what it's coming. It's good to see that the men in particular were more or less talking at least about working with each other instead of somebody trying to be cutthroat to be the person who replaces him immediately. Like that would be a horrible look, but it's beautiful to see what's currently going on with everybody.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna keep doing the work. What do you think this means for this space? You know, you've been one of the OGs from like from November, I think, or December.
Yeah.
So like you've been in the
Basically.
trenches with me. Yeah. So like what do you want to see?
Honestly, there's really two things I want to see. Currently, I want to see exactly what's been happening right now. All love, all positivity, everyone dropping each other's channels and past videos and everything like that, and we're promoting each other up. That's beautiful. That is the first thing I wanted to see. The only other thing after that, I want to see this actually get done in person. Like, no one can replace with Kevin Samuels, even though we'll have people who will have their own channels and everything. But who's going to be that first person, male or female, to do what Kevin Samuels did, but in real world? Who's going to get that building together and do whatever it is they need to do to give advice to people, our community, funding, whatever it is, because that's something that we're also missing in our community. And once we finally go from the advice, the guidance through social media and YouTube and everything to just in person, our community has your back, that's where we will be finally like just uplifted more or less. When we see our youth taking charge, as I commented earlier, when we see our youth take charge, we'll have better representation and longer representation. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to seeing. We need to set it up to the point where it gets to that, where the elders have successful and stable youth who can run the reins of the current, what would you call it, the current masses of the future times. I don't know if I made sense when I said that, but yeah.
No, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. And I know, you know, I plan on doing my part, and hopefully I can inspire people along the way. And you know, I offer myself as a resource however I can be. So yeah, I'm, like I said, yeah, as much as I am humbled, excited, sad, I'm also terrified. So, but it means I'm doing the right thing.
Absolutely, no need to be terrified, man. We see what you're doing. You're doing good. You're uptrend more or less of the love, support, and everything like that. It's there, and it's there for a reason. We all recognize the hard work you put in on these videos and everything else, man. You're doing amazing.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. And
Yeah,
your
man.
support is invaluable. Absolutely, brother.
Your work is invaluable.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna keep it going. Black
Yes.
Male, my brother from
Yo.
the UK. How are you, man? How are you doing? This is international.
Bro, you international, man. This is international for real, man.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say thank you, bro, for having me on the conversation. It is mad late over here, and I was just like listening to all the conversations and all the guys that were talking, and all the messages and stuff that they were saying, and it really just moved me. I said, you know what, bro? No, I wanted to share, and be part of the conversation and be part of the community. And I wanted to say, if you don't mind, I wanted to say,
take your time. Take your time. This is you. Go ahead. Take your time.
It's just you know, it's shocking, bro. It's shocking. So it's like, I know when you say you're processing, I don't even know if I'm processing yet. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know. But before I even get to that, I just want to say, bro, honestly, your work, as all the brothers have alluded to earlier, it's, when I first saw it, I was just outstanding. I was just like, whoa, okay, this brother's taking a concept that Kevin has started and moving forward and created a whole new concept around it, where he's actually moved the conversation leaps and bounds forward. And bro, you were doing amazing work, man. And it's inspiring. It's inspiring. So keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Keep having those conversations. You know, keep hitting them questions, bro, because we watching it over here, and it's you know,
I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you.
It needs to be shared, man. You know, because I'm not gonna lie. You know, when I was growing up, I never got that information growing up. You know, I'm 41 this year, and I haven't had that information growing up. And seeing other brothers sharing the information, and you know, coming into the community and be able to just share your experiences. You know, I've had my experiences that I've gone through, and I thought, you know, it was only me that went through that experience. You know, I thought I was going crazy, you know, not being able to speak about these certain things. And then Kevin comes on the scene, and it's like, well, the manosphere was there, but then Kevin blowing up during the pandemic, it really just made everything, it just really just put a spotlight on the whole work that all the brothers had already been doing. And then it really just showed exactly, Kevin just spoke the words, man. It's like he was in your head speaking the words out, you know, when he was having the conversations with the different women that were calling into the show and stuff. I mean, the way he would express our thoughts and some of our, I'm not saying everybody agreed with him, you know, please don't bite my head off or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, for me, he resonated with me a lot of the things that he was saying, and his delivery, his appearance, you know, the black male image, the black family, you know, just families in general, not to make it a black or a white thing or anything like that, but just the whole concept and the mindset behind it. It was a breath of fresh air, as the brother said before. It was a breath of fresh air, because I haven't seen that in mainstream media ever in that regard, you know. And outside of, you know, your controversial people that we've had over the years, like your Tommy Sotomayor's and so on and so forth, he came with a different spin. He came with a different, you know, brand. He was like your big brother. You know, he was like your big brother. He was like your uncle to some people, you know. I lost my brother last year in January, just after the pandemic, right? And that was unexpected. And I lost another close friend this year in January as well. That was unexpected. And then to have Kevin just, you know, I don't even know, because when I heard it, I was like, I was up late and I was watching the lives and stuff, and then I saw Jessica X put a live on, and then I saw Melody King have a live on. I was like, hold on, is this for real? And I was going back and forth between the two lives, watching the shows, and you know, and it was like, no, this can't be real. This can't be real. This can't be real. And you know, the first thing that came to my head is somebody playing, you know, some fake news. You know, maybe Kevin's flown on a plane somewhere, and someone's taking the opportunity to, like, you know, let me just pull a little fast one out. And you know, that's what I was thinking at first. And then when I saw Melanie she had a phone call on the live, and she was like, hey, this is real. I just spoke to a family member who's a close family member, and this is real. And I was just like, no way. You know, it's like all that wisdom and knowledge, that big brotherness, that tuning in every Monday, Wednesday, every night really, because it's Instagram or YouTube, you know, tuning in to hear the voice, to hear the conversation, you know, to see where he's gonna go, you know, how far he's gonna push the line, you know. It was, I'm gonna say we're gonna miss a great one. We're gonna miss a great one. And it's funny because the name of our channel is kind of a funny name, right? It's called Black Mill TV. It's kind of Black Information Television. And what we speak on our channel is about family. And Kevin speaks about family. Even though people didn't really, I don't know, they kept misnaming him, like, oh, he's an image consultant, is he a relationship guru? He's like, no, he's an image consultant, but he's also a guy that wants families to come together, because families are under attack. You know, whether it's, you know, males being under attack, you know, or whether it's females being under attack with the delusion, or, you know, the economic, whatever it is that is going on outside, it's families that's being under attack. And he was trying to point that out, and he was trying to say, listen, the things that we want as individuals, the hyper individualism, it's not going to get us to what ultimately matters, and that's family, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what we speak on our channel. We speak about family all the time. Me and my wife, when we were doing our podcast, when I talk on the podcast to men, I'll talk about how to build families, how to build yourself up to have a family. You know, I've got a family, you know. The things that men have gone through, I've gone through, that the court system, with my first partner, you know, my elder son, going through all that system, and then having my life destroyed and having to rebuild my life back up again. You know, I resonate with a lot of the men and the stories that they speak about. It's not just, you know, we thought it was happening in one area, but to have the manosphere, and then Kevin, and then so many men from different parts of the world coming out and saying, hey, this has happened to me, you know, and being able to connect with that just showed, it showed that big brotherness. It showed that uncle, you know, the spirit that he had, the charisma that he had, I don't know, it's just, I'm just absorbing it in and speaking from the heart, because it's like, it just took my breath away, you know, it just took my breath away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not monologuing, sorry, bro.
No, it's fine. Listen to everybody in the chat, everybody watching this, everybody watching the replay. If there's one channel that I want you to subscribe to, it is this man's channel. The work that you're doing with your wife is phenomenal. I think if you guys simply just turned on the camera and just sat there, I think that's work enough. I think you represent what communication, what actual love, the duty of love is. And I want to make sure you both are successful, especially in these YouTube streets. I will continue to be a resource however I can, but y'all definitely, mods, put it in the chat. Y'all definitely, if you like me, go over there and click that red button, please. I beg you. And
I appreciate you, bro. Seriously, I appreciate
absolutely.
You.
And this what it also speaks to is how international our strife is, and how international our community is as well. You know, at my core, I'm a Pan-Africanist. I want to connect all the dots from the UK to the US to Africa. So you represent a big dot, my brother, and we got to make sure you're successful. So any way I can help, you know, I'm a resource, my brother.
No, bro, listen, I'm so humble. I mean, we're a small channel, you know, starting out, and we're trying to bring that message. And it's like, listen, we need to be a family. You know, I did a podcast last year talking about the wealth transference from the previous generation to our generation to the next generation, and the stats are not looking good. The stats are not looking good. And if we're gonna admit and say, hey, we've had a gynocentric, matriarchal, you know, order that's looked after the community for the last 70 years, then that order, that leadership hasn't left us anything, or our children anything, to continue on the community for. In fact, we're going backwards, we're regressing. So we're like, we took a stand and we're saying, well, no, we were about family. We teach LSG principles, love plus support equals growth. And you apply these principles, not the romantic love, you know, like Disney fairy tale, like how, you know, they promote in the mainstream media, but real love, actionable principles, you know, morals, principles, ethics, disciplines, truth, honesty, integrity, accountability, loyalty, you know, brotherhood, conscientiousness, you know, these attributes and principles you build as a man. You know, you develop yourself as a man, as the individual, and you link up with other brothers. And Kevin promoted that when he talked about networking, and you see it. Like, you're right, you see it with so many people coming out and talking about what he was doing behind the scenes, not just, you know, what we saw on the social media and on the Instagram. You know, he was really doing stuff behind the scenes, and a lot of times we forget that. But we try to promote and say, listen, guys, yes, I know you see us on the screen, but we're doing things behind the scenes with people. We try to promote families. We try to promote small little pockets of communities. We're not saying everybody come together and sing Kumbaya, but, you know, in your small groups, you know, in your networks, and, you know, come together and help each other and promote each other. And then within those small networks, you can then do other things. And I think Kevin embodied that, you know. So to be able to speak to that on a platform and to actually have somebody in the community actually embodying that and then promoting it and then showing it. I mean, my wife and I laughed and we were like, just like you, don't worry, you know, when we get our channel up to a, you know, to a good level, then we're gonna hit Kevin up. I'm gonna try to talk to Kevin about, you know, moving the conversation, marriage, you know.
Yeah.
You know. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, my brother. I was letting you talk. I was just agreeing with you. Yeah, go ahead, finish your point. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's always talking about family. So, you know, we had that same dream and that same drive, you know, to like, yeah, let's see if we can, you know, do something to hit him up. But essentially, guys, it's like I wanted to share, you know, my feelings about what was happening, how it affected me in my situation. And it's like, I'll be honest with you guys, and I think I messaged you as well. The work does need to go on. You know, I'm willing to open my arms out and my channel out and my resources out to anybody that wants to move this work forward. You know what I'm saying? In building families, in men and women wanting to be married, because that's what we promote on our channel. Men and women who want to be married, you know, taking the traditional roles, men being leaders in their households with their children, with their wives, being honest with their wives, women being wives in their roles, you know, being honest about their situations, looking after their children, supporting the household and the family. So, I mean, that's what we want to see, you know, because we believe a community is made up of families. It's not made up of single parents, you know, so.
Absolutely. Again, I want to thank you, my brother. Y'all, please do me this one favor. Go over there and subscribe. His wife is gorgeous. He is gorgeous. He is intelligent. She is intelligent. What they represent, what they are symbols of and beacons of is hope. And I admire what you guys are doing. And like I said, I will do my part to make it successful.
I appreciate you, bro. Seriously. And anything you need from me as well, bro. We are there supporting you along the way as well.
The UK tour is coming soon, so I might need your help with some logistics. So, hey man, but go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, go get. Yeah, go ahead.
Definitely that, but we need to get to Africa too, bro.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, Niger, Ghana.
Yeah,
come on. Okay,
that's right,
yeah.
bro.
No,
That's
we're
right.
coming.
I'm there right now.
Oh, you're in Ghana right now.
Right now, bro. Right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
man.
Okay. Well, shout out to Ghana. Big up. Big up. Hey, but take care of yourself, brother. Go get some rest. We'll be talking soon.
Appreciate you, bro. Much love to everybody, and keep doing your work, bro. You're doing amazing work, man. For real. I
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Say hi to your wife for me, by the way.
Will do, bro. Thank you.
Salute, man. Take care. Bye. All right, Chief Cook, you mind camming up for me? I want to bring you and Tyrone as well. I want to bring you 4 brothers up, and we can go ahead and close this thing out. I am tired. I am hungry. All right, and we're gonna start with you, Chief Cook, because you have been the most patient. You've popped in and out a couple of times, but the floor is yours, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
That's fine.
Yes, sir.
This is a shocker. You know, I did watch. I think it was a witch stream, and the next morning I heard like like everybody else, I thought this is a joke. This got to be a joke. Come on. I just saw him like 3 hours, 4 or 5 hours ago. Stay late till 11 o'clock at night. It's just watch him and next morning like come on. So it still hurt. This is up there where like previous people on right like Malcolm X and King. You hear you feel that shock right there. And once again we lost another leader. And I don't want to be the bad guy here, but if it feels like someone done something to him, this is gonna really be another blow to us, especially us, man, because we lost another male figure that we all can look up to. Like everyone else, I caught him like some stream where he was doing the first lady, and I just got hooked, right? And I just kept watching it, like everybody else, and I stayed watching it, even though I didn't get a lot of notification. It pissed me off, but sometimes he would come on like, geez, I missed. What did I miss? That kind of thing. But it was up there in that level. We lost another promising young black man. Same like he's a little bit older than I am. I will be 51 in 2 weeks from now, and you kind of feel that pressure on you. Why did it always happen to us? To us, we don't get like this guys like him often. We don't have leaders like them often now. Period. Anyway, we can't. Nobody can look at them and say, who's going to be next now? Who's next? And I hate, like I said before, like the previous guy said, hope that God, maybe just this is natural. No, he just died. No, hope it's not the Red Bull, the Red Bull he be drinking, or like I said, the nurse. It will be a hard blow if somebody did something to him. This is gonna be really, really gonna shake up the black community, black as a male. That this same thing happened to Malcolm happened to him. Somebody had to chop him off, and that's right there is gonna really hurt all of us because we all know no one does not want to see a black man being charged with anything, from the White House to our house. They don't want a strong black man in that position. Regardless we feel about Obama politics, he was there for 8 years, and still he had hell to pay, hell. But and still the same thing. When we come home to our house, we still got hell to go to, because no one wants to see a strong black man raising kids, having a wife, etc., etc., every day. They don't want to see it. Not on TV, not in movies, nowhere. We just lost right here in Memphis another black radio talk show host named Bob OJ. Even the 70s, he was a radio show here in Memphis, and he talked about all this. He even talked about Kevin and Sam himself. And, he's inspiring for people, and he talked everything. And we just lost about last week. Same thing, where he loved, and he said, and he been there for radio maybe 35, 40 years. He said he gonna do this till he takes his last breath, and that's exactly what happened to him. He took his last breath. I think it was Tuesday morning, and on live radio, and 2 minutes later he was gone. And so it's done with trauma, man, because like I said, he's a big, strong black man. Talk about family and God, family and country and everything. Everything always happened to us, and I hate to see that see that we another one of us is gone like that. But question is who's going to be the next person to carry the mantle, carry the torch? Because they still looking. They want to watch who's next. Somebody's watching. We got one guy down. Who's going next? We're gonna knock you down too. That's why I fear what's going to happen. Because all of us talk about the greatest thing to keep black family together is a family. And we're struggling family, we're struggling being together, struggling. We got the lowest single rate, the lowest marriage rate. Kids going crazy. All this stuff that politics is doing like this. You don't see a strong foundation. and it's really hurts me. Someone like me, I'm one of the guys where he talks about. I'm single. I'm 50. Had no kids, and he talked about everything he said. I'm going through that stuff. That's already what I go date and everything. My age, it's a nightmare. It's a strong nightmare. And my mother, who will also be 70 in next month. He's Kevin said that's my mother. What are you talking about? Single, alone, bitter, angry. When he said it, when he said that word, he was talking about my mom. Like, God damn it, he talked about my mom. And I get angry, but he nailed it. And I go to it, and I go to every day with her, her age like that. But that's what we go to now. We don't see no light at tunnel. And I don't want to see this happen next generation. God knows what's going to happen, but I'm not trying to get emotional, but I'm just kind of nervous here. But
no, I understand. Take your time, man.
I just don't want to see another black leader get killed like this. I mean, I don't say killed. I mean, knocked off like this. We lost, King and Malcolm and Garvey and Samuels and God knows who else, even Kobe and stuff like that. But you someone they can look up to. We don't have in the black community, especially as a black man, someone to look up to. And I just kind of wish that Kevin was go mainstream. YouTube. I was hoping you get that close up there, because because I never liked what's his name, Steve Harvey and his BS crap, because he never showed results, but I know Kevin did. He showed results. He showed results. Steve always put us down, but Samuel put us up. Don't be like this. Don't be like that. Don't take this. Don't take that. Stand up, be a strong alpha male. And plus, James Anderson from Good Time. He knocked him down. And he was that right there next. He was just that inspiration and everything. Yes, women hate him. I saw some videos. I saw him, some crazy gay dude jump him down and crap like that. It just, of him being killed or stuff like that. It mind-boggling. It's just effing mind-boggling. This is what we got to go to. So all thing I gotta say is, close real quick. I just hope that God, when the autopsy report comes out, I hope they don't say the M word, murder or anything like that. I just hope it's natural causes like that. I can take that, but if somebody did something, God, it will be. I don't want to say the word, but we'll be held to pay. And I just hope that doesn't happen. Because we lost too many strong brothers everywhere. The failure of the black church. Where's the black church? Nowhere in sight. When things like this happen, we can't go pro church no more. And I want put you on blast or anything like that. We got the certain group of people, alphabet people, trying to make sure dad is not there, because they scared to have they raising straight kids and stuff like that and all that crap. I want inside that, but it's hard when we see guys like him being positive, whether you like him or not. He's still a strong black man, and he talks about all you can do. You talk about God. You always talk about family. Always talk about loving your wife, loving your kids, and stuff like that. And I just hate this happens now, and whoever cares to you yourself or anybody else. I hope that doesn't anything happen, and that's what I'm trying to say. I just don't want to get too upset. But y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we understand you, brother, and I appreciate you sharing. One of the things that I've learned about this space is, like, just, as black men, we rarely get an opportunity to like be listened to a lot of times. All that happens is, we're told how we're wrong and how we're toxic and how we're just inherently broken. So that's why for me it's personal, and it's I'm very deliberate in like, yo, get things off your chest. Like whatever you have to say, you have the absolute floor. So I appreciate you sharing, my brother. I know that that something you said is going to bless somebody. Somebody's going to resonate with it. So thank you so much, and have a good weekend. Take care of yourself, my brother. I will see you, during another chat. Yeah,
One last thing before I go.
yeah.
He always talk about strong black families. That picture I show you right there, I'm gonna post it again. That's my father right there. He's the original chief cook, and he was a police officer in Memphis prior, and he was married and to his wife for 15, 60 years, and she had Alzheimer's, and both of them died 1 year apart. And when he passed, people think it was heart failure. I said, no, it wasn't heart failure. He missed his wife. They was true love. This man sacrificed all the things he had to take care of his wife who had stage 4 Alzheimer's. And he did everything. Cook, clean, take care of everything. Bad knees, same age as Kevin, on 60s and everything. He was a model of a true, strong black man right there. And when he passed at 19, and that's how I feel like this, because we don't see strong black men. This man gave everything to his wife and his family, and believe me, and I know we all hurting right now, and I hope to God we'll be strong, we'll keep going forward, and hope someday we get men, us black men, be like my dad, who was head of the house, love his wife, love his kids, love his family. And that's what Kevin made me to us. And thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, brother. Take care of yourself, man.
All right.
All right, Tyrone, I appreciate your patience, man. I think you're muted. Let me.
Yeah, here I am now. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have the floor. You have my attention, brother. How is this all hitting you? How are you processing this, man?
Before we go on, brother, I watch We Need to Talk all the time. I have never got the name to the voice. Can I get your name, brother?
Yes, sir. My name's Alan. My name's Alan Obi.
Alan.
Yes,
I won't
sir.
forget that.
Yeah.
Love your show.
I appreciate it.
It was unreal for me. I got word via text while at work yesterday, and it was surreal. I processed it in multiple ways, probably like many people. First thought, like some people have said, was like, well, who's going to step up now? But after, taking some time and reflecting, you realize that Kevin was such an inspiration and that he has such a huge influence that there are shows like We Need to Talk. And even, the content creators that does the reaction videos to him, that spawns, and there's just a whole, as we call it, the manosphere is growing. Now, to me, you title a lot of your videos, Kevin started this conversation. The conversation was started way before Kevin. It's been years of men talking in barbershops or men talking in their safe havens. What Kevin did, like brother said hours ago, because I've been listening since the start of the show, he's a problem solver. He took the problem and he simplified it. He brung it to the forefront. And like the previous brother was just talking about him being mainstream, in my eyes, he is mainstream. Because in my eyes, social media is the new television. So I'm, I can't say I'm sad, or I can say I'm sad, but it's just a bowl of emotions right now. And he started the conversation is right. because moving forward, I think there'll be a lot of people pushing the message forward and taking the next step. You know, and that's Gen 1 right there. So Gen 2 is going to be something different. Gen 3 is going to be something totally different. And I love the message he was spitting or speaking, because at the end of the day, as all of those that listened and truly listened, like I listened myself, he was for family. He was for the rise of the Black community. And I love the way he spoke, because he was direct. And a lot of time as men, you know, I'm a direct man. I have a brutal tongue as well. When you're direct, you can see the impact or the power of your words. I think you said that maybe about an hour ago. You used to speak a certain way, and you know, you realized it wouldn't be so effective. Which I hats off to you as far as that goes as well, because watching your videos, you one patient man. And
I appreciate that.
I just really respect what he did. And I think on a grander scale, going back to the guy that spoke on him, that used the analogy of him and Jesus, I think his death is just as impactful as, like the brother said before, a King, a Malcolm X, because what he talked about was so potent, and what he talked about is what pretty much probably 90% of the world wants.
Yeah.
So, you know, my hat's off to Kevin, my hat's off to you, my hat's off to the community, my hat's off to the brothers and everybody calling in that's thinking not selfishly, but about the future, you know, of our world, man. I appreciate you, and that's pretty much what I got to say.
Hey, hats off to you, man. I appreciate the support. You keep the battery in my back, so I appreciate you more than you understand, brother.
All right, man. I will catch you. You take care.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You too. Yes, sir. Cam.
What's going on, man?
How you feeling, man? I'm good, man. You guys have given me hope, motivation. I started off this stream not knowing how I feel, but right now I feel good. I feel great. I feel empowered. I feel supported. You know what I mean? That's because of y'all. So talk to me, Cam. You got the stage. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I started off the day the same way, man. I got the news last night and I was floored, you know. And then when I got up morning for work, I was like, you know, how would Kevin want me to push through this? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I went on, you know, business as usual, and it didn't really hit me until I started watching you actually and hearing the testimonials from the other brothers. And yeah, it hit me kind of hard. I was like, wow, I didn't know I was that affected. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, like he touched the lives of a lot of people. You know what I mean? In the short time that he was, you know, creating content. Because, you know, you hear about content creators creating content for years, you know, to a decade, you know, they don't hit. And Kevin cut to the quick, you know, so he started on the men. I did sort of similar to a previous guest on your podcast said, I actually heard about him through a friend of mine, a female friend. And I went and I said, hey, this clip she sent me was, I was like, dang, that's a hard truth to tell somebody just live. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, man, that cut. And the look on her face, I was like, dude, that's harsh. But I mean, he's not wrong. And I was like, I gotta see what this dude's about. And I remember going straight to his YouTube channel and going into his back catalog. And I watched about 3 videos of him talking to men. And I said, yo, I said, this dude is dropping knowledge, bro. And I was like, and he's not just doing it for women, he's doing it for men too. And it's knowledge that men sorely needed. And as I said, I mean, on my channel, I've said it regularly. You know, I actually had my father in my life. So a lot of the lessons that Kevin was teaching, I was like, I've heard my dad say this a lot. You know what I mean? Like, men become, you have to make your place in the world. You can't, you know, expect someone to save you, black man. You know, so yeah, Kevin was it was crazy, man.
That's wild. I
It's
think
a lot.
it's gonna take some time for us to fully process it, but I think the beautiful thing about the community that the Manosphere has created, that YouTube has created, is that I feel it's even though I'm the only one recording these videos and editing the videos, I feel like all of y'all are behind me. And I think that's powerful. I feel seen, I feel understood, I feel appreciated. And I hope, you feel the same way. The people in the chat, the people watching this feel the same way. And I think that's one of the most powerful things about this community that's been created.
Oh, hold on, I think my audio cut out.
If you can come back up, I'll bring you up to finish your thought. But in the meantime, Magnum, you had some final closing words, brother. Talk to me. You're muted.
Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you. Cam just popped back up. You mind if he finishes up real quick and then it's all on you?
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Yes, sir. All right, let me pull. Oh Lord, Cam, you disappeared again. All right, if Cam comes, if Cam comes, we'll have him close it out. But in the meantime, Magnum, go ahead, man. Tell the people your final thoughts.
Hey, I really want to get into it and dive into it real quick. First thing I want to say is I appreciate you at We Need to Talk and at Blackmail TV. The fact that you, like you said, focused on the ministry. Can't stop. You understand?
Won't stop.
You got to
Yes,
keep it
sir.
pushing. Can't stop, won't stop. But I just wanted to go through some PowerPoints because there's some brothers in here who needed to hear some of the things that you was talking about. And we need to give them some solutions, something to offer. So at the beginning, I said, take the helm and keep the message going. We are the leaders and we need to maintain this energy, this momentum that we have. So you strike while the iron's hot. You just got to keep it pushing. I know you may have times where you feel like you don't want to keep going, but you have to keep pushing. There is no choice. Failure is not an option. The reason why I admire Kevin, he was good at what he did because he would use the Bible without preaching. It was amazing to watch. It really was. Like King Solomon, he was more like the Apostle Paul. So he would speak in a way where most people didn't understand or get the message. It was to a specific group of people, but everybody else had feelings about it who wasn't even a part of the message. And being a member, not just a subscriber, but a member of his channel for over a year, I sat and observed him for quite a bit and made transitions within months of what he was starting to talk about. It lit a fire in me. His approach was biblical in a way where it was open rebuke. There's passages in the Bible where it says open rebuke is better than secret love. So telling these truths, they may sting, but they mean more and they're more out of love than just allowing you to hurt yourself or allowing you to be hurt or hurt others. And people don't like for you to say what's right. They like for you to say what feels good. But to the young men, like the men that were coming up and bringing up points about how he died and the situation surrounding it, we can't focus on that. We got to focus on continuing the work. You got to just keep it pushing, keep it moving. I work with kids from a very early age. I'm a fourth development, early childhood development specialist because I've been raised under women, just like a lot of the men on here who didn't have a father in his life, an active father who wanted to be in my life who couldn't be. And the reason why I'm on this stream and I gravitated to what you were saying and actually stuck around and became a subscriber, I just sat and listened. And then I decided, all right, let me just, if he wants me to come up, I'm gonna chop it up with him and see, how he's approaching this. And as you spoke, I was like, okay, yeah, I can deal with this dude. So like I like solutions, like we was talking about earlier. We solution oriented. So I just wanted to drop down some bullet points just real quick to do it right the first time. Do it right the first time. find and focus on your purpose. That is your first thing. Find and focus on your purpose. Find what you love and hone in on it and make it a skill, make it a talent. Turn it into something that you can monetize and use to your benefit and feed yourself. Then you have the ability to have personal financial stability. When you have that personal financial stability, then you can take care of yourself. Then you can invite a woman into your life. So focus on your career and your profession, not a job, but a career and a profession. Find something that you love to do, a passion that you have, and study it. YouTube, Google is your friend. Go online and figure it out. I built my own electric bike. I wanted to create some type of e-bike shop because of the rising gas prices and the drive towards electric vehicles. I wanted to create an e-bike shop. Had no clue what I was doing. Everything's in Chinese. I learned everything myself and built it. So if I can do something like that with no prior knowledge, no prior understanding, and just going on YouTube, going on Google and figuring this stuff out and asking the right questions, I ain't gonna say everybody, but most people can do it. So
Right.
find yourself a profession, find yourself a career, something that you love and a passion, and then you find yourself a woman. Proverbs 31. Like I said, Kevin would always slide the Bible in there, and most people who were Christians and didn't know any better or didn't understand, he would slide the passages in there on you. The wise people would go and look at them. So if you want a wise woman, a woman that you want to deal with, go to Proverbs 31 in the Bible, and you'll understand what a righteous woman is. And don't try to waver from that, because there's a lot of things that if you how can you say, if you concede too early, it'll become a problem later on. So these are things you got to be forthright. You got to be stalwart in your approach to having a wife, and you got to do it right the first time. And brother, I do appreciate you for allowing us to come on and even speak our piece and saying what we had to say. And if there's time, yo, I know this is exhausting. You got a lot of energy, a lot of different personalities and people with different perspectives coming on your channel and saying
Yeah.
all of these various things, and you got to soak it up and come out with all types of new material that you can bring out and make it relevant for people to want to absorb it. And the name of the channel is We Need to Talk, and I'm just sitting here like I'm going through after just watching Melanie King, and I see you had Courtney Michelle on your show too. But I'm just going through, and then all of a sudden I see your live stream pop up. I've never seen your channel before, so I'm looking
Oh
like,
wow.
okay, yeah, real talk. And I'm all up in the manosphere stuff, so I'm wondering like, yo, how I didn't see this channel before. So I'm clicking, like I click it, and then that's when I'm saying this is my first time on your stream, and I'm already a subscriber, so I appreciate you, brother, and I hope you can grow and be another representation of the imagery and the media that needs to be perpetrate. I just lost the word, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
It needs to be put out, but I'll get out your way,
Good
and
stuff.
I hope everyone in the chat has a good night, and you take it easy, brother, and I'll be
Hey,
rolling with you.
hey, listen, I appreciate you, brother. Welcome. Look around. it's some it's some cool things in here. I appreciate your voice, brother. Consider starting a channel. You have a very powerful voice. I like the way you explain things, my brother. So
I actually have a channel,
consider it.
but I'm not.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
not
plug it.
I'm I guess you can say my channel's name is Chrono May Cry, but I go by the first Magnum because I tend to do live streaming with Apex Legends, but lately I've been doing retro gaming. But really, who I'm trying to reach are Black veterans. I just got off a Seattle Black veteran channel, and veterans who come out of the service and are experiencing issues. And I'm really interested in trying to reach them and having a community where we can communicate and talk about our experiences. Because I have brothers who I've been with in the service, and we're dealing with stuff with the Veterans Affairs and dealing with compensation and all kinds of things. And being online and being able to play first person shooters, things like that, is therapeutic for me, and I know it is for other prior service members. And being able to have a community where we can talk, dialogue, talk about military tactics and strategy, and be able to talk like we was talking about Blackmail TV. Also, I
Yeah.
focus on family, like we was talking about earlier, talking about the kids and the children, because that's where it starts. It starts with the nuclear family. It starts with a man with a strong foundation. He picks a good wife. They have children and they raise strong, successful children in the sense that they have values and morals and know how to conduct themselves and carry themselves in private and in public. But my focus, like I said, is on children. It's on first person shooters gaming with black veterans in order to get out therapeutic, stress and just venting and getting things out and being able to talk. That's really important to me because there was a time where I didn't have someone to communicate with about these issues, and me and my veteran brother, we were both in the Marines. We didn't know what direction to go into, and being able to talk to Seattle Black veteran and just having an exam that just came up recently. My brother just had a exam that just came up recently. We're looking for positive results, so we're trying to reach out to all Black veterans who are looking to consult with one another and just have a community where we could talk. So I appreciate you, brother, for letting me have that time.
Absolutely, man. Where's the best place people can reach you? What channel would you want to plug or website or whatever?
Oh man, just look for my channel on YouTube at Chrono May Cry, or just type in the first Magnum, all one word, THE, the number one, THE1 ST Magnum, MAGNUM. Magnum is actually an acronym that stands for must achieve greatness, never underestimating yourself. So we need to do our best. And like I said, we need to continue this forward, carry the helm. This is on you, brother. This is on my shoulders. This is on the other brother's shoulders who is speaking. We can't just drop the ball because our brother passed. We really have to just allow his work to be appreciated further and further and not just let it get stale.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my brother. Your words just inspired me. And like I said, if I can be a resource, man, do not hesitate to reach out, please.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Take care of yourself, man.
Salute.
All right, Cam. You gotta help me. You gotta help me close this out. We lost
Yeah,
you
man.
for a second.
Yeah, it's my fault,
But
man. I got a call.
no, it's all
And
good. It's
so,
all good, man. Go ahead.
no, man, that last brother that's a much needed service, brother. I wish I was on to say something, because I'm a vet, so I get that, man. Like, there's a
Shout out
lot of
to
black
y'all,
vets
man. Thank
that
y'all
are
for your service,
struggling
man.
out
Shout
here,
out to
man.
y'all.
Yeah, definitely. But more to what he said, I mean, he pretty much summed it up. You know what I mean? So Kevin would have wanted the work to continue. You know what I mean? And you know, one thing he used to say all the time was, shoulders are made for weight, right? It's not for hips. So it's up to us. We're gonna have to hold this torch up and keep it lit. So yeah, we gotta be the light in the dark, man. It is what it is. We gotta move forward. And I'll just leave it
Absolutely.
at that. I won't keep you. I know you're tired, brother.
No, it's all good, man. I feel empowered by what we just did here. Like I said at the beginning, I didn't actually I wasn't gonna do a stream. I was gonna just take Friday as a moment of, remembrance and everything. But something told me that, we, the collective we, needed a space. And for me, part of the reason why I'm a voice versus as opposed to a face is that for me, We Need to Talk is a stage. I never want it to be about me. I didn't want it to be about me in college. I sure as hell don't want it to be about me now. I tell people jokingly, I always want to be able to go to Walmart. I never want to not be able to go to Walmart. So, I'm gonna try to preserve my anonymity as long as I can. But I know it might be necessary for me to step out into the light. And when that time comes, with y'all's support, I'll be ready. So thank you. Do you have any closing words, man, before I try to close this thing out?
Nah, man. Just know that we're here for you. The community is here for you. I'm proud of what I've seen here. The networking is good. Kevin would have wanted that. He would have wanted men to get together, to network, to lift all of our boats, right? So, very proud of that. The chat was nice. All the brothers that came up. Great work, guys. Great work.
Listen, I pride myself in having the best chat on YouTube. This is the most respectful, intelligent, articulate chat on YouTube, and we're gonna keep it that way. RM holds it down. All our mods hold it down. So I'm really proud of that, and I'm excited for this work to grow, for the ministry to grow, and I'm gonna see you at the top too, my brother.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, even if I don't get there, I'll be cheering y'all on, man.
Listen, I'm gonna see you from wherever I'm at. I'm gonna see you.
All right, man.
Hey, take care of yourself, brother.
All right, man. You too.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Thank you. To close out, like I said, I didn't initially plan on doing this. Needless to say, I'm proud of myself for doing it. I'm proud of y'all for pulling up. I'm happy I did it. I'm happy that this community is growing. What's weird, I'm not a huge birthday celebration person, but next week, I think Tuesday, the 10th is my birthday, and I'm turning 29 years old. I'm a youngish brother. And this week we hit 29,000 subs. So I don't know, I'm not a numerological person, but like, I think it's significant, and I'm excited for the work that we're doing, the space that we've created, and I'm excited to see it grow, and I'm excited to continue to lay the foundation of this stage that is We Need to Talk. So every Friday, y'all make sure y'all pull up. I will definitely bring you up, because it's about us. It's not about me. It's not about whoever I interview. It's about us. So again, thank y'all for your support. Mods, thank you guys so much. You're invaluable. All the super chats, thank y'all so much. And I ain't going nowhere. I can't now. I'm indebted to each and every one of you. So I will be here next week, the week after, the week after, and the week after. So y'all pull up on me, and thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your love. I appreciate it. And y'all be safe. Y'all take care of yourselves. Don't drink energy drinks. Prioritize your health. Get those checkups. That thing that hurts, go look at it. Go figure it out with a professional. Because Black men deserve healthiness. Black men deserve to live past 50 and 60, and we deserve to rebuild, reconstruct our community. And we're gonna do it. Bottom line, we're gonna do it. I love you all. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be blessed. And I will see y'all Tuesday in the chat. Goodbye.